Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan, with yours truly, Will the Rebel Rattigan. How are my people doing this evening? JM Master Songwriter, big up yourself. ACLB, thanks for being here. uh, One second, my people. OT, big up yourself, big up yourself. OT and the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Producer Jones, stay so. Tigo and the rest of the crew. Elaine, life is everything and the journey continues. Yes, indeed. Yes, Elaine, big up yourself. Who else do we have? Yeah, Elaine, so please give us strength by signing the Magnitsky. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Elaine, let me just make a note. Let me just make a note of that. One Indian. Thank you, thank you. Bless up, bless up, bless up. You and your family. Doreth, blessings. Good evening. Good evening, Doreth. Who else? RJ. Good day. Thank you very much. Rennie Sweeby, blessings. Keep it going. Keep it. Beverly, wonderful Wednesday. To you as well. Marva Dice, greetings, 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 Marva. Thanks for being here. Carla, good night. Good night. Marie May, good night as well. Art Nell, way up there. Way up there. Thank you for being here. Ekron Sound System, greetings, greetings and salutations. Right back at you. Jeffrey Worrell, greetings to you, sir, and your family. Yes, hope Dr. Ben should be joining us shortly. Queen Breezy, one love to all of you. Well, to all of us, but you and your family as well included. LW, blessings and greetings to you as well. Thank you for being here. Patel Cruikshank, good evening, sir. Good evening. Mark Peart, more strength, more life. Yes, see him, sir. I see you. Sonia Graham, good night, good night, good night, Sonia. Cry, Sonia, you're asleep. See, I have an emoji right there, so I don't know. Well, that's a OT. Is that like Z's or actually, I don't know. Can't tell. But you're here, Sonia, and that's what counts. Thank you. Keep it going, OT. Yes, Patel. Miss Rita, good night, as usual, and thank you for being here with us. Carla Ebanks. Well, Carla, big up OT. Merle, the Pearl. You know the bus, them a kick over on bus. See, they see him. So how that song there? It's don't tell me. The comedian DJ there. I'm gonna talk about him today. What name? I'm just at his name slipped me right now. Doctor, what name? Hold on. No, they boss. No, I kick up around boss. His name slipped me right now in a Merle. Him name, and I was talking about him today. I'm still around. All right, keep it going. We'll can't remember his name. Name, man. Now, Professor Notes. Yeah. Thank you, OT. That's it. Okay, Miss Rita. Yes, once again, thank you for being here. Mega. Brooklyn is safe, people, because Mega is here. East New York is Flatbush. You name the place. Bushwick, Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights. Did someone say Crown Heights? Yeah, Crown Heights. Big up yourself, Mega. Thanks for being here. So, Barbara Giwa, pleasant night, Mr. Big up yourself, Barbara. Devon. Yes, Devon, in it go. We try to keep it informative around here. Everybody do them things a little bit different. So that's our difference, you know. Keep it going. Calvin Harridge, greetings, sir. Early Bless. Yes, thank you for being here. Wendy Gray, more life to everyone. Dawn, is that Dawn as in Miss Philly? Big up yourself. If you are who I say you are. Freedom. Blessings, freedom. That's it. OT. Nuts. Professor Nuts. Professor Nuts. See, Kemar said that. Kemar, thank you. Paula E. Oh, hey, Paula, big up yourself. Big up Eddie for me too. All right. Daglish. Yes. Yes, Professor Nuts. That's the name of the artist. Yeah. Not Nuts. Professor Nuts. Fruit the Pond. Good evening and welcome. Okay, then a big up. Marva McLean. Good night to you as well. Thanks for joining us. Who else we have? Mitzi Davis. Big up yourself, Mitzi. Big hello to you. Miss D. Way up there with there. Way up there with there. Way up there. Way up there. Way up there. That's it. That's it. Mr. G. Greetings. Greetings. Hyacinth Miller, blessed love. Welcome. Welcome. We're glad for soon, you know, not tune in 1-1, but in it go. I that full the basket. So, all right. Gillian Murray, welcome. Greetings. See the direct way up there with there. Was that Jove Laird? Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thanks for joining us. And that's it, right? Andrew Pine. Yes, Andrew. Blessings. So much blessings tonight, may I tell you. Look, that's it. Okay. Folks, listen. You know what? Let me put this on. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Listen, folks. Eternally grateful to have all of you with us tonight because there are many options. You could be watching TV, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, but you've chosen to spend some time with us tonight. And we're going to make sure that it's worth your while so that you can go and tell people, tell your friends, neighbors, relatives, and inspire others, encourage others to come and listen to the message. Now, as you know, Uriel Dharma, big up yourself, big up yourself. As you know that this program is an offshoot of the Saturday program. The reason being that we used to take calls on the Saturday program, but it impacted the program tremendously because, you know, you take the phone calls and you want to be fair to everyone. So you listen to what everybody has to say. And then time is at a premium. So we usually didn't finish the program, couldn't get to all of the topics. So we decided, RCS Blue, all right, touch base with OT. She will link you. And we decided to have this program on a Wednesday so that you could call in with your questions, any question, and just have a reasoning. You know, we just talk. There is no, I don't have a script. I don't have topics. We just talk. We open the phone line and feel free to call. The only thing we ask is that be courteous, you know. What might be normal to you could be abnormal to other folks. So you have to be respectful. Jerry Sadler. Yes, indeed. I agree with you, sir. So we just have to be respectful of people's time and their ideas. We have not, I won't even say we have different ideas about how things should be done, but at the very least, let's be respectful about how we convey that idea to others. You know, we're not going to get into cursing people, anything like that. And to, as I said, if you end up in the chat and you start making problems in the chat, well, we have some very attentive monitors there, and they will get they will quickly dispatch you. And so we're depending on them because we don't. Mike Reed, stay so. We don't want any distractions around here, and we're noticing an increase in the amount of distractions, and not just this program, but other programs as well, where people come on and they try to cause ruction, and then the chat, instead of paying attention to what the speaker is saying or what you want to say, you get derailed, and then you go after that person, and it doesn't make good for the exchange that we would like to see around here. So, monitors, be on the lookout. And let me just say, for the people that we used to meet with on Mondays, we're going to have a meeting pretty soon. We'll keep you posted on that. Fergus James, big up yourself. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Jubilee said, the Constitution is a mess. Are we still slaves? We still are. Now, OT asked him to play some stuff here. I don't know what this one is. Let me see. Oh, okay. All right. See this one here? Recent medical and aesthetics wellness experience. This July 26th, people. From 12 to 7. And it's at, the address is right there, 3215 Avenue H, Suite 1P, Brooklyn, New York, 11210. And it's a chance for you to meet the providers. They've redone the place. They've added new services. From what I've been told, that it's a first-class operation. It was always a first-class operation, but now they've put certain things in, and you're going to be very, very pleased with what you see there. And the service is out of this world. It's top service there. And so they're going to have a wellness experience. It's a week from this Saturday. They're gonna have some goodies for you. They're also going to provide you with a tour of the facility, and also discuss the services that they provide with you, or provide for you, or provide to you. I will be there. See, OT, you said appointment link, and says medical aesthetics tickets. The tickets, what's the purpose of the tickets again? I can't remember. You can put it in the chat. But I will be there, folks, and I'm asking all of you to come out on Saturday, because it's a lot of you I've met briefly. This is a chance for us to kind of like sit down. I will be broadcasting, but I'll be taking breaks and mingling and all of that. So it gives us a chance. Noreen, Dennison, I used to. So it gives us a chance to sit down and have a reasoning. Hold on one second, please. See that people already are calling. Them are calling from the wrong number though. They're calling in because they want to express themselves. Merlin Fid, big up yourself. Noreen Dennison. Oh yeah, I did talk to Noreen. Yeah, see the audit logo, right? So what we're gonna do on July the 26th is we're gonna do a limited broadcast. Kevin and Jeffrey, they will be the main presenters. I'll be in and out because I want to actually really spend some time with you, because a lot of you don't know me, and you may have whatever the perception is, we get a chance to sit down and we get a chance to talk. And also, I've invited 2 lawyers to be there. I'm hoping they'll overlap, but they're both committed to coming. And they'll answer questions, like general legal questions. Nothing specifically, but at least you get a chance to talk to some people and get some free advice. And then you show up at this wellness experience and you get, some free advice as well. And then if you decide you want to become a client, a patient, then that's up to you. But that's what we'll be doing. So I'll be in New York on July 26th at Risson Medical and Aesthetics, 3215 Avenue H, as in Harry, Suite 1P. You can't miss it. It's on the ground floor. It's right on the corner of New York Avenue and Avenue H. I know the area very well, and I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. So I look forward to seeing all of you. We're going to have food, a little bit of music, a whole lot of talking, whole lot of mingling. So I expect to see all of you out there, unless you really, really, really can't make it. And if you look at the time, it's from 12 to 7. It's actually more like 12 to 9 because the broadcast will end at 8 o'clock. And then I'll still hang around for people who want to ask questions, and then we'll go from there. Petra, welcome. Big up yourself. So that's where we are. Let me remove that. What else we have here? Oh, we have this. The Magnitsky Petition. I was planning. Here's what we're going to do, folks. Here's what we're going to do, because a lot of people have been asking me, what is the Magnitsky Petition? What is the Magnitsky Act? And it is my obligation to explain to you what it is. So what we're going to do is, Jeffrey, behave yourself. Behave yourself, Jeffrey. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take a Sunday. I was planning to do it this Sunday, but we won't do it this Sunday. We'll do it 2 Sundays from this Sunday. You don't have to write it down. I'll keep you posted. And we're going to take 2 hours. That program, Easiest Sunday, where we're playing music, we're going to take those 2 hours and we're going to sit down and we're going to reason about the Magnitsky. And I'm going to give you the history of the Magnitsky. I'm going to talk to you about the impact of the Magnitsky. And I'm going to walk you through and get you to sign the Magnitsky, because we need to get that petition done so we can send off the body of work that pertains to corruption, pertains to the 3 things that the Magnitsky actually covers. And no, it's almost like slipping because I haven't talked about it in such a long time, but it has to do, the primary one is corruption, and then there is human rights violation, and then there's another one. But the long and short of it is that on Sunday we're going to sit and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to show you how effective this act is and can be. And I get Herbert, big up yourself, and I'm sure you're going to end up signing this thing, because we're not going to finish until we walk everyone through so that they can sign this thing, so we can just get it off. Because I firmly believe that justice may be done in Jamaica in terms of holding people accountable, but I think that the real force of that justice is going to come from outside the country, where international organizations and foreign countries will come together and hold Jamaica accountable. Yes, explore Jamaica, big up yourself. Yeah, we're going to open the phone lines. At least the one thing I can tell you is that we're going to try. We can't promise you that, the UK, the US, the EU, Canada, that they're going to do anything. But the one thing we can promise you is that we are going to put this on their doorstep. We're going to put this on their doorstep, and then it's up to them. And as I've always said, if you don't take a shot at goal, there's 100% chance that you're not going to score. So let's plan on kicking the ball, taking shots at the goal. Otherwise, we're just wasting time. And people have put a lot of work in to get us to where we are. So let's show some appreciation. Let's show some recognition. And let's just come together and say, we're tired of the corruption in Jamaica. Let's try something, anything. Let's try something. So that's where we are with that. So I'll keep you posted on this. It's not this Sunday, not the following Sunday, but the Sunday after. But it's down the road. Now, remember, this Sunday, we're not going to have a program. Easy as Sunday with the Rebel and DJ Kevin Steele. We're not going to have a program. The following Sunday, this is the Sunday, this is July 27th, the day after the event in New York. Let me see, yeah, July 27th. We're going to do 2 hours, same program, easy as Sunday with the Rebel and DJ Kevin Steele. We're going to spend those 2 hours doing what? Teaching you about ATIs. For 2 hours, we're going to teach you about ATIs. Jeanette Calder from JAMP, she is scheduled to join us. July 27th, Sunday, from 2 to 4 on Reggae Global Radio. And we're going to go through the whole history of ATIs. We're going to show you how to file an ATI. We're going to provide you with the email addresses for all the people from the various ministries, departments, and agencies. We're going to show you how to address the event where, in the event that they don't respond, you have to file it with the tribunal. We're going to walk you through all of that. And it is my hope, it is my prayer that when we're done, everyone will understand the importance of filing ATIs, and everyone will want to get involved in filing ATIs. I am swamped with ATIs right now. They're just responding to me like it's going out of style. I have over 20-something responses, some of them very good responses from them, from the government. But because Jamaica is so content rich, I can't get to them. Just can't get to them. And there's a way that, you know, they have a tendency to try and stall and play games with you, but there's a way that you can get around. You can get around that and have them respond to you. And I'll show you. And then we're going to walk through, we're going to go through the Access to Information Act, the law itself. And I'm going to show you the ins and outs, who's exempt, who's not exempt, what information is exempt, what information is not exempt. And even when information is exempt, how you can force them to give you something. And sometimes, believe it or not, when they say something is exempt, I think it's section 11, you can force them to redact, to block out the things that they, because very few documents that the Jamaican government has that you are interested in, that it's completely confidential. So they'll black out sections of it. But even so, you can still read that document and come up with a pretty good idea of what they redacted. Can they line the ATI Daglish? No, they shouldn't. Well, can they lie? Yes, they can line the ATI. The problem is that they shouldn't. There are penalties for that. So, and I don't think they want to do that. And especially when you establish a pattern of filing ATIs, they don't want to, and then you file with the tribunal, they don't want to lie. They don't want to lie. But there are ways that you can go about getting the information. And then also it depends on the ministry, because some ministries, they're very good at responding. Others, some ministries, they love to respond and tell you that the information is confidential and we can't give it to you. So there's a way that you can write the ATI so that you don't get that response from them. But we're going to go through all of that. But that's not this Sunday. It's the following Sunday. July 27th. Sunday, July 27th. From 2 to 4 on Reggae Global Radio. And our special guest will be Jeanette Calder from JAMP. That's the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP. All right. When the grace said, Andrew Holness, the DPP might let you go, but the Magnitsky going to do you like nerd. Yeah. Yeah. And I was told that it's the Magnitsky that they used against the bad police there at Jamaica. Can't remember his name. That they used against him to take his visa. ELW, it's a disgrace, you know. 2,252 people, and it's months we've been talking about this, months. And I tell you what, some of the people who haven't signed, who have read it and they haven't signed, are some of the same people saying to us, "You're not doing anything." No, there are some people who they really want to sign, they get on it, and they either can't access it to the point where they can register a vote, or they get to the point where it says, "We want money from you." We're going to solve all of those problems. Yeah, Adams. Yeah, I was told that they use the same thing against Adams. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I was told. But I know they've used it against a whole bunch of people from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, all over the place. And it ranges from just taking a visa away to actually seizing property. So it's a very good law. So we finished with Magnitsky and we finished with ATI. Those are the only two things I'd written down. There's also a video out on Magnet with Sir William Browder, main person involved in the creation of Magnitsky. I must look for that. Let me write down the name. I've never seen the video. William Browder. All right. William Browder. That's ATI. Okay. All right. So on to tonight. Let me see. OT, where we are tonight? Where we are? What's this? Oh, Dorrit the students not too dunce. No, we don't have no dunce people around here at all. No, we're gonna be joined by Yvonne Young tonight. Let me see. Somebody is here. Okay. OT put up some videos and said, play them videos, yeah, and then open the phone line, and then we can talk about anything you want to talk about. We can talk about. Let me see, who should I start with? Well, could I start with Dennis Strong? Well, in no particular order. You can talk about Dennis Strong and the FID and the Prime Minister. And we can talk about the Integrity Commission. We can talk about the Auditor General. We can talk about the DPP. We can talk about her replacement. We can talk about the drill. We can talk about the buses. We can talk about the buses. There's so many things to talk about. So many things. But we're going to open the phone line. Let me just play some video, kind of like warm up the place. And then what happens is you just call and then we'll just launch into a discussion. How about that? Here we go. They showed me another bus that looks just like it. And that bus was sold for it's advertised for $8,835. So, I have, hold on a second. Okay, hold on. OT, just so you know, I did send that information, and it looks like 6:30 is the time. All right. All right, my advisor, I'm going to laugh and stay on point. Okay, all right, cool. All right, now, folks, Kevin went ahead and Kevin first, me. Kevin put this thing up. People, as I started out the program today, I said, let us not seek a JLP or a PNP answer. We have 1,600 devices, and I need to say this. Let's not seek a JLP or a PNP answer to transporting our children to school. It's not the point. Let's seek the right answer. Let's seek the right answer to transporting our children to school so that they can get an education and become productive members of society. So what we're looking at right now, it's not a JLP or a PNP. Actually, government. Because you know why? There are people in the JLP who call me and they are disgusted with what's happening. Completely disgusted. And I don't blame them. There are people from the PNP who call me and they're completely disgusted. And both the people from both parties who call me, they said, listen, this they voice this sentiment. They said it shouldn't be a PNP or JLP, it should be the right answer for our children. And they said, based on what we're seeing, this is not the right answer. Not the right answer. The most vocal people who called me about this, they called me from the JLP party. They're very upset about it. They have different reasons, but the long and short of it is that some of them upset because it's too close to election and they figure this is going to cost them the election. Some of them come because they truly believe that this is wrong. Some of them come because they believe that, and they say this is corruption. This is corruption gone crazy. This is corruption on steroids. They've called me and they've told me this. So I said, look, I'll look into it because we have other stories that we're planning to do. And the influence was overwhelming. They're like, no, you have to do a story on this. You have to do a story. And that's why we are where we are right now. Now, what Kevin did, Kevin started look already because Kevin said, we can't go to Jamaica again. Not for now. What Kevin did, we amassed a whole bunch of things. And I just want to thank, not calling a name, just want to thank all of you who assisted with this project and assisted greatly. Well, me call one name. One name I can call producer Joan. And we can call another name too, producer OT. And we can call another name, the man Tigo, who in the background always attacks. And I direct the thing. We can't call them names, but there are other names we can't call. But so Kevin put everything together. And so let's start from the beginning. Because what we're going to do today, we are going to show you this bus fiasco from a completely different angle. You've heard about where the buses were bought. You've heard about where they were shipped from. You've heard about who received them. You've heard about the information concerning the person who received them. You've also heard about how much the buses cost. You've heard all of this. And we're going to touch on some of it, but we're looking at it from a different perspective. We're looking at it from a comprehensive perspective, a 30,000 foot perspective. And we trust that you're going to acknowledge and appreciate where we're looking at it from. And it just goes to show the kind of work that we do around here. Everybody has their role to play. All of the bloggers, they're playing their role. They're bringing it to the fore. But my team decided, listen, let's look at it from a different angle because there's another angle that we can look at it from. And the first thing we're going to do is start with, believe it or not, people. Believe it or not. We're going to start with this document. Let me line it up before I put it on. Okay. Oh, Kevin, this one here, hold on a second. This one here, I don't see the number. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hang on.
That's the original document. Yeah.
Found it. I just have to line it up. Because this I have to go buy a different thing. because it,
The most.
yes, it just all over the place. All right, here we go. This is a constitution telling you about the rights. And once I show this to you, you'll understand where I'm going. Here we go. Big it up for me there, Kevin. All right. I suspect that most, if not all of you, saw that this past Saturday, that we looked at the rural school bus program from a completely different angle. We started with the Constitution that talks about the environment. And from there, we went into a clean environment where the Prime Minister, the UN, all kinds of people are saying Jamaica was doing great work in reducing its carbon footprint. And then from there, we went into electric buses. And from there, we went into diesel buses, school buses. And we talk up the things. And we talked about the cost. We did a cost analysis, you know, and we looked at how electric buses, Jamaica is eligible to receive free electric buses from China and elsewhere. And we haven't received a single free bus from China or elsewhere. Barbados has. And then we also showed a video with electric buses in Barbados, South Africa. And then we did, there's a little segment on buses, school buses out in California. School buses that were actually transferring power to the grid. So in essence, they're actually paying for themselves. And we were asking, why is it that our leaders didn't see it fit to employ this kind of technology in a bus, bring it to Jamaica? And then we went on from there to show you something that I think was just ingenious. No one has done it. No one did it. We did it. And we're going to talk about it again this Saturday. And that was to look at the cost of the bus, look at the maintenance, you know, driver, fuel. We put something inside there for inflation, maintenance, the whole works, everything that you need to keep the buses running. And then we also looked at how much the government of Jamaica was charging the children, and there was a surplus. And so far, we haven't heard a single word from the government about that surplus. The surplus is around 28 million US dollars per year. And we haven't, no one is talking about that. Where's that money going? We also talked about the fact that, true fact, that this is not the first time the JLP is attempting to implement this program. This program was actually started, or the pilot was started by the JLP. No, let me rephrase. The first time the JLP put their hands on this project was in 2017. Not 2025, 2017. And I was on Mystic last night, and Sister Maria pointed it out that this program actually started in 2015 under PNP government. Started in 2015. They lost the election in early 2016. The JLP didn't do anything with it for 2016. Then in 2017, August, they announced that they're starting a pilot with 200 million Jamaican dollars. And I've been looking for this money, what it purchased, and I haven't found anything. And nobody's asking the question, what about the money? Where did the money go? Nobody's asking. But if you get a chance, go back and look at that program last Saturday, because it's going to prepare you for what we're going to be doing this Saturday. And what we will be doing this Saturday is mind-blowing. Again, we're going to come at it from a different angle. And believe me, when you hear about the cost and you hear about all the other things that people are talking about, It's interesting, it's intriguing, and it makes sense to listen to it. But what we're saying is that when you listen to that, you should also listen to us, because we have another piece that we can add to it, so that when you walk away from what you've heard elsewhere and what you've seen and what you see and hear from us, you're going to have the panoramic view. You're going to have a comprehensive view of everything that's going on with this bus situation. And let me be clear, it makes absolutely no sense what they're doing. None whatsoever. So what I'll do at this point, let me just, because people have reached out to me, let me turn on the phone, and then we'll just go at it until we can't go at it, and then we'll shut down. Rattigan, if the labor rights who have called you and voiced your so-called discussing, why haven't they come up publicly to do so? Hold on 1 second, people. Sorry. Oh, mute. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just saying that I invite government officials every week to come on the program. Every week. And without fail, they won't come. I don't know why, because we're all friendly people around here. We just ask that people behave. But we're all cordial around here, but they will not come. They won't come. No matter how hard I try. And I've invited everyone from the prime minister down to agency heads. They won't come. And I keep doing it every week. Folks, if you want to reason with me and all of us, the phone number is right there at the bottom of the screen. It's a WhatsApp number. Number is 667-369-8569. It's right there. 667-369-8569. Yes, Merlene. But I don't know why they're afraid. We don't bite people on us, huh? We don't bite people, but they just won't. They won't come. They won't come. LW, that's true. We've had a lot of, well, actually, yeah, we've had a lot of PNP officials. We've had only, trying to think from the JLP, we've had the president of the Senate. I'm trying to think. I think there's somebody else. The only person I can think of is Tom Tavares, Vincent. I can't think of anybody. And he came twice. Now, we've had some JLP supporters in the diaspora. I can think of one of them, my dear friend, not call out his name, but he knows who he is. He's been on the program once, and I think we may have had like one or two more people. But all right, here we go. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reasons, Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Philadelphia, sir. Good night, Mr. Rattigan. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, people in the chat. I'm okay so far.
So far, so good. Good. Talk to
Okay.
us. What's on your mind?
Well, Mr. Rattigan, a lot is on my mind, but I'm going to just talk about Thompson this morning, about him coming out this morning. But before I go there, I want to say you invited and you have been invited, both parties, PPK, and, discussion on what have you. JLP, they don't come. And I know the reason why they don't come, they have much to hide, that they have been hiding. So, Mr. Rattigan, don't expect them to come. And your knowledge is far supersede theirs. They can't fool you. So you know why they're not coming, okay? All right. So let me go to Tufton now. This morning, everybody knows MC. Tufton, at a time like this, when the health sector is way down, out, nothing is happening, Tufton is going to come out. And he's going to talk about the nurses migrating abroad. I'm paraphrasing what he says. For lucrative salary. As to say, they are leaving Jamaica. There's a shortness of nurses. And they are going abroad because of salary. Now, this man, something is wrong with his head. It turned upside down. Because he knows that's not the main reason and why they have to go, because the government, which he's a part of, refused to pay them as they deserve. And not only that sector, but many more sectors in Jamaica. They are underpaid and they get their how much increase, and they are way down and below, right? So, Mr. Rattigan, what would you say to Tufton at this time? Not owning up to his negligence and his responsibility as the health minister of Jamaica, that he has far his responsibilities to act and to do what he has to do, the job. He knows that the salary was not enough for him. He should have gone. And do not let the people suffer. What would you say to Mr. Tufton tonight, Mr. Rattigan?
Well,
that's a question, okay?
Yes, you have another question?
No, not right now.
All right, so you want to hang up and listen to me answer?
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you so much. Oops. Swilly, sorry about that. I was too quick on the draw. But Minister Tufton has his priorities misplaced. Not his. The people's priorities misplaced. He's not a leader. Let's be clear on that. He's a marketeer. He's a marketing specialist. He has no idea what he's doing. Now, some people and could reasonably make the argument that you really don't need to be, it's not absolutely essential for you to be a doctor to really run the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And I say, under a different set of circumstances, you could make that argument and I would be convinced. But if you look at the health sector in Jamaica, it's gravely deficient. Just look at the travel advisory. Even though Jamaica is downgraded to a level 2, they're still telling you it's the same wording as when it was a level 3. Exact wording, people. The 2 is just a geopolitical favor. Jamaica is helping out the US on several fronts. And they said, okay, we will lower it to a 2. But if you read the travel advisory, don't just look at the number 2. If you read the travel advisory, you will find that it's the same language when it was a 3. They haven't changed it. The same things we are seeing, the American government is seeing. The UK government is seeing. The Canadian government is seeing. The whole world is seeing. And right before our eyes, we're all witnesses to the mass corruption, nepotism, all of the ills of a system gone bad. You will find the examples over at the Ministry of Health. And it's not a one-time thing. It's not something that he came out today and he said this and people are upset. This is something that's been going on for years and years and years. So I'm going to tell Mr. Thompson that he's benefited from being in that position, more so than the people he serves. And remember that, serves. He's there to serve us. But he hasn't done that. The Cornwall Regional Hospital, that's just one example. But there are many examples on a different scale. But there are many examples of how they have spent the money in places where the money shouldn't have been spent. It shows how people are suffering for years needlessly. It shows how babies are dying needlessly. It shows a system that's just rife with corruption. And it is so bad that the people of influence in Jamaica, when they have a serious injury, for the most part, some of them do get treated in Jamaica, but for the most part, they go overseas. And that's all you need to know. It's very telling. Very, very telling. People have died. And listen, when people come to me and they say, well, you know, the medical thing happened over in this place and in that country and that region, I could care less. We're talking about fixing Jamaica, not fixing over there and this country and that country. And don't let them distract you with that argument. Because it's easy to point to the failings elsewhere than to deal with the failings that you're facing. It's easy to say, you know what, you shouldn't be complaining because look over in country A. They're having the same problems. My argument is we're not in country A. Our priority is to fix our country. Country A, let their people fix the problem over there. You can't fix the problem when you start pointing at somebody else and say they're doing the same thing you're doing. That's not how you fix the problem. You fix the problem by buckling down and say, okay, we have a problem. Let's figure out how we're going to fix it. And you fix the problem. They have no intentions of doing that. Look at Mr. Thompson when he should be making sure that people are treated. He's selling books overseas. I mean, if you think about it, people, you know the story. You know what's going on with this man. You know. Merlin Fitz said, I would want a doctor there for many reasons. He goes to a clinic where there's any problem. Well, Merlin, they'll tell you that at that level, you're a policymaker, right? You're not a practitioner. You're a policymaker. But given the situation that Jamaica is in, I would want a doctor there. I agree with you, Merlin. I would want a doctor there, somebody who has, especially somebody with some business skills. But here's the thing, even if you don't have the business skills, what do? You know what a wise man would do? He would select people brighter than him to assist in addressing the problem. But I'd want a doctor heading the department during this time period, because then they can't come and tell him no foolishness. You're right, OT, hire professionals. That's one of the hallmarks of a good leader, that you know you don't know everything. So you go out and you get the specialist and you say, okay, guys, you give them broad policy directions. This is where we want to go with the health sector in Jamaica. Now, you guys come up with solutions. Let me hear the solutions and let me decide whether or not, in consultation with you and others, whether or not this is the right course for Jamaica. That's what I would want. But then you see, there's another scam going on with these consultants that they all hire. I'm looking into it and I'm seeing some things that are very troubling. And if you recall, let me ask a question in the chat. Who was the junior minister over at the Ministry of Health and Wellness? Who was there like 2 years ago? Who was there? No, it's not Green. No, folks, don't look it up. Just tell me off the top of your head who was there. Who was Tufton's right hand over at the Ministry of Health and Wellness? Joe Bloggs, you're right. It was Juliet Cuthbert. Walk like a champion, right? And who's Juliet Cuthbert? An athlete. She don't know nothing about medicine. If you put that lady's name on a bulla, she go and name it. Believe me. If you put her, I know you know where she is. She's a junior minister now in the Ministry of National Security. That is how bad things are in Jamaica. That is how shallow our bench is. And I don't believe that because Jamaica have some really outstanding people in all different sectors, all different fields. But this is the politics and the tribalism. Hold on 1 second, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a caller from Jamaica who's been trying to reach us, but unfortunately, the call is not going through. So the person decided to call me on my private number, and so we'll have a discussion. Caller, go ahead, please.
All right, yeah. Good night. I realized that you would have been saying that these bosses from the government are the program is not what you said, like the program is not going to, it's not going to work out, or it's not efficient, or it's not safe enough. But I let me tell you the honest truth. I tend to really disagree with you because I have seen those buses and they look very safe to me. And even a matter of fact, the government had retrofitted the buses. So even though you said that they have bought the old buses, they have installed the new system with the GPS tracker and the cameras and all of that. So I don't understand this thing about it is causing chaos. You know, because one side is saying this and then the other side is saying this.
All right. Let me ask you a question, caller. Did you watch the program this past Saturday?
When I was watching, yes, I was watching a part of it.
Did you watch the segment on the buses for the rural school bus program? Did you watch that segment, the last 2 hours of the program? Did you watch it?
Not really the last 2 hours of the program.
Okay,
but
all right.
I watched some parts of it and I've learned something. So no, let me finish before you. I have watched you learn some and everybody the program, but what I'm saying is that we the people of Jamaica, if we are going to watch diaspora programs, we believe that Jamaica is, as I said, content rich, but we want the true information because the government is saying one thing and then the other time the diaspora saying another thing. No, this looks like a disinformation campaign because they are saying that when I watched a program, and they are saying that the invoice, they got some invoice or something like that, but the government is saying something different. So it makes it hard for who to believe at this point. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, think about. Did you listen to yourself when the last few minutes? Did you listen to yourself? The comment that you made.
Yes,
Okay. All right. Because here's what you accuse me of. You accuse me of providing information that's disingenuous, along with others. But yet you said you haven't listened. You didn't listen to the program. Now, the question I have to ask you is,
no.
hold on a second, hold on. You said the government said certain things. So you listened to what the government said, correct?
Yes.
All right. Do you believe what the government told you?
Well, yes.
Okay.
I believe what the government is saying. But I'm not saying that there is not fault in it.
No, but hold on.
That's not what I'm saying.
No. What I'm saying to you is that you've listened to one side. You haven't listened to me. I can't speak for other people, but you haven't listened to me. And so for you to make that statement, I think you should listen to me first, because you've listened to the government already. So now you should listen to me, and then you can, you can decide, okay, yeah, who's right and who's wrong. No,
okay, I'm gonna let you can go ahead.
Okay, the first thing I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna hang up and then continue with the conversation. If you feel free, you can call me back on this phone as well. But the first thing I'm gonna tell you is that I have no objection to the rural school bus program. In principle, I support it in principle. No,
in
principle, I support it. I sincerely believe that we should help out those children, because they're our children as well. The children who live in rural parts of the country where they're finding it very challenging to get to school, to learn, to study, in the hope of becoming productive citizens of our society. I support it in principle. What I don't support is the implementation. I don't support how it's done. That I don't support. And I have very good reasons. I have much better reasons than the government. So you wanna what I'd suggest you do is, and I'll talk about some of them, but I'd suggest you go listen to the program on Saturday, skip the first 3 hours, start watching it at hour number 6, right, from 6 to 8.
Yes.
Yeah, the last 2 hours. I'll make it simple. Just watch the last 2 hours, and then I'm gonna ask you to come back and watch the program this Saturday, but we're going to break it down even further. And what we're going to show you is that in principle, we support the program. But the way the government is implementing the program, that is a problem. Because what we see, we see the hallmarks of corruption. That's what we see.
All right, let me do something. I just want to ask a few questions before I leave. I'm just being a fair. You said that the government is doing it legally, but what we are told by our minister, and he would have provided the evidence, and your team would have provided everything. But as I said, it is good that we listen to both sides. So I'm going to do what you said and listen to your side, and I'll pick sense out of, sense. No, what I'm saying is that, all right, in principle, you say you support it, but I've watched your program, and I've listened to your program very carefully. And the feedback I'm getting, otherwise on the principle, it's like the government is going to kill off our students.
No,
listen before you I respect your opinion. Everybody have an opinion to question things. I don't say the government cannot be unquestionable, but because the government is there to serve the people. But if you're going to paint a picture that the government want to kill off the people, because I've listened to Jeffrey Tuff, and he's the main one saying that they're gonna kill off people and all of these things. But when I really look in the buses, and the buses would have been rolled out in St. Thomas, they are safe. We have GPS system. Everything is intact. It rides smooth. And for, you know, that criticism seems very disingenuous. I'm going to be honest.
Okay. You said that the impression you're getting is that people are saying that we'll kill off the picnic them. I never said that. And just remember, you're calling reason with Rattigan, with Wilfred Rattigan. So what I want you to do is hold me accountable for things that I've said. I think it's unfair to kind of hold me accountable for something that other people have said or may not have said, because I don't recall Mr. Jeffrey Tavares saying it, but you said you heard it. Be that as it may.
Yes, I heard it.
Yeah, but be that as it may, you're here talking to Rattigan.
Okay. Then the next question I want to ask you again, before I give somebody that chance. I'm aware that you are a person who you believe in accountability. And yes, I do applaud that effort. It is good that I believe we can ask our government. I'm a person who I will support a political party, but I always make sure that I question things. And that is good. But I've read the report and I've read it extensively. And I disagree that I agree that the Prime Minister would have done some things that it is not.
May I stop you right there? Hold on 1 second. You said report. Which report are you referring to?
The Integrity Commission report on the Prime Minister. The declaration matter. And I agree that there's certain
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, please, caller. Yeah, finish up. I have another call. I have a call on the other line. But go ahead. You said you read the report on what?
And I've realized that some things is not. I don't agree with it in its perspective of the Prime Minister.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that the perception that I see you coming out, it come like a gunman perspective. And now I'm holding you accountable.
Yes.
Because I support the Prime Minister.
Yes.
But I realize that you've been saying things about Magnitsky Act.
Yes.
And I reviewed before you said you're gonna review it. I reviewed the Magnitsky Act, but you have also said, and I have the video.
Yes.
That you are going to make recommendation.
Yes.
To the Privy Council to remove. You have the contacts, but to remove the Prime Minister. You have also said
to remove the Prime Minister from what? Whoa, hold on a second. To remove the Prime Minister from what?
From the Privy Council.
Yes, I've said that.
You have also said that you want to freeze his assets, and the government should should look into him. That's not what you said.
No. I never said that freeze his assets. I said I'd file the Magnitsky, and then the foreign governments, they would look, not me, they would look into it. And if it's necessary, if it's justified, then they would take away his visa. And if there's money, money there that he cannot account for, money that they believe should be returned to Jamaica. And it's not just him, by the way, no. It's not just him. Don't get me wrong, it's not just him. It's for a lot of politicians. So they would go back and they would say, okay, this money should be returned to the coffers of Jamaica. So we're asking for.
But I want to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I only and I don't know if but I realize that you extensively look. I realize that you don't look at Mark Golding's statutory declarations at all.
Oh, hold on a second.
Hold
on a second. I'm only looking at what the Integrity Commission did. I'm looking at the report. They didn't do a report on Mark Golding. So why should I then go and look at something that wasn't done? That wouldn't make any sense. The issue is the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. So then why should I go look at Mark Golding's statutory declaration when the Integrity Commission has no issues with it?
All right, let me say something. It seems as if something is going on, and I don't understand because...
Hold on, because we have to go now, because I have a call on the other. Let me ask you a question. Very simple question. Do you think the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honorable Dr. Holness, has ever been involved in any act of corruption, directly or indirectly, or has witnessed it? Do you believe that?
Do I believe what?
Do you believe that the Prime Minister has ever been involved, directly or indirectly, or as a witness, or in any form, with any kind of corruption at any time?
With any kind of corruption?
Any kind of corruption of any kind at any time in Jamaica. Do you believe that he's been a part of it? He's been involved directly or indirectly?
The only corruption.
No, it's yes or no, you know.
That I see.
No, it's yes or no. It's just yes or no.
No, I'm giving you a reasonable answer.
No, you're not answering me. No, you're explaining. You're explaining. You're not answering.
All right.
It's just yes or no.
I said yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So since you're saying that he's involved, believe me, other people are seeing what you have seen. So why shouldn't we pursue it?
No. But the corruption I'm talking about, what he did is when he decided the undated letters of resignation.
Okay.
That is the corruption that he did.
So but you don't think that we should pursue it? Anything that he's ever. Oh, by the way, that's the only corruption he's been involved. That's what you say, right?
Well, that is what I've.
Let me give you one. Let me give you one. The Integrity Commission said that at Wycliffe Close, a property owned by a company where the Prime Minister was a majority shareholder, they put in a building plan to build 2-bedroom apartments. And before the Prime Minister got rid of his shares, they were building 4-bedroom apartments. Don't you think the Prime Minister should be? And by the way, this development is right down the street from where he currently lives. Don't you think we should be looking into that?
Well, if that is true, it is a reasonable
What do you mean if it's
cause.
true? The Integrity Commission documented the thing.
Yes, but let me tell you something.
All right.
See, I realize that
but
Prime Minister is being weaponized. And before I leave the program,
all right,
I'm going to tell Mr. Rattigan.
Yeah.
You need to be careful of what you're doing. I'm not threatening you, but what I'm saying is that I believe from what I've seen, you're on a campaign. You are on a campaign for the People's National Party.
All right, let me ask you. Let me ask you.
All over the country. No.
No, hold on a
You
second.
are protesting all over the USA.
Yes.
You're selling PNP shirt.
Yes.
So it seems as if.
Hold on a second. Hold on. You see me selling PNP shirts?
Yes.
When?
Mr. Rattigan, I can't believe you.
No, tell me when.
Rattigan,
When did I sell PNP shirts?
I saw you last week on Mr. Jeffrey Tavares' program.
And I'm selling PNP shirts? Hold on, I'm selling PNP shirts?
No, excuse me, sir.
Who for shirt them?
I saw you supporting the idea.
Hold on a second. Well, let me ask you something. Are you aware that every week I invite the JLP to come on my program? Are you aware of that?
I am aware of it.
And they don't come.
But the reason, no. The reason why the JLP is not want to come is because you people are weaponizing the Prime Minister.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. I forgot go now. Save the question for another time. All right. Caller, welcome to Commerce with Rattigan. I've been very patient with that caller, but then the truth came out. So Go ahead.
Good evening to everybody. I mean, never ready to call it, but Mr. Rattigan never make you look at time to teach you to old man, or young man, or whoever I need. Sir, no first number one, sir. If you are sir or you are her, you don't know you what. Nobody is fighting against no boss. 2015 poster Lucretia Simpson car bus come here. 2016 the JLP dismantled. Okay? Fine. If the JLP is carrying bus, we welcome bus, but we don't want no whole junk, sir. We, the whole world, are trying to take out the diesel and the emission out of the atmosphere. So it is only good for you to get some electric bus and bus that is fit for the terrain of Jamaica. Jamaica, no America. And when you sit down a different criminal, you are criminal too. I mean, when you come over here, come attack Mr. Rattigan and Jeffrey on a body, go up a Belmont Road, go up a Big Mama, go attack them. Go ask Thompson about it 24 dead babies. Go ask Thompson about in Linen where they hospital where Magata drop out. Ask Thompson about the people that were dead at hospital. Man go hospital to broke and I end up dead. Woman have baby and 6 months of in death and septic shock. Those are the things we talk about. When Andrew was sick in Florida, Miami, the majority of Jamaican people can fly to Miami. That's what we talk about. Right? So don't come over here and come like you are belittle Mr. Rattigan and Mr. Rattigan very full. He's a retired FBI and practicing lawyer. So Rattigan not hungry. And now look no post. Now no position him at defend we. And with grand and with great grand picnic and his family then way about here. So anytime we don't feel upset, anytime in here drive for we hug up that. Right? Top call over here, you call from every station. Because you don't have no shame. It's like a dog to your own vomit and a hog to your own wallet. You haven't tell people $1.4 billion to buy almost. All the mission bus where a match of the atmosphere. And that we are talking about. Right? Don't come back. I'm Mr. Rattigan and see you in time to come here. Run him. Do not entertain him because all him I do, I make the spirit grieve. Because nobody can fool so. Nobody now fight against a boss. We are talking about the type of boss. If we go long ugly something then they can go to Portland and Clarendon Hill. Idiot man. If you get peer, take your peer, yam your belly full and stop come over here to harass people. Because right now you may feel if me see in front of me a different something. Right? And do not attack Mr. Rattigan. Mr. Rattigan now sell no short. Top 10 life for the man. The man, Jeffrey Tavares, I said in short, Jeffrey Tavares back broad, like a sharp shutter. And just because I don't win one thing, that's an advertising, remember to participate. That is it. Right? Sir, who you be? Do not call back Rattigan show. We don't want you, we don't miss you. Because you mislead people. I feel who want benefit and gain. Read that still out the world Jamaica. Friend them, or no Chinese friend them. Go call Chris News. That's just what I do. Andrew Wallace from 1944 under the human suffrage, adult suffrage. Andrew Michael Wallace born 22nd or 20th July 1972 is the worst human being has ever born in Jamaica. You can't born in a country and get the privilege to be a prime minister and hungry people like that. And hungry society like that, I feel like people feel other people. It's only a few people who are hungry, fool and dunce. I don't want no better, don't want a belly full. I depend on Andrew Wallace. Down to the Jamaican Labour Party. Some sick of Andrew Wallace. Man, go fire when you come back to the power station. Find somewhere else go. Lift up. Oh, they all I tell us any man about him man. I tell her when him man. We are saying the Magnitsky here. And for everybody, it go for Mark Gold in it. It go for data, it go for everybody. Whether you are PMP jail, once you put up yourself to serve, nobody never ask you to come serve. So Mark Golden and my Prime Minister, and if you put yourself in the Magnitsky Petition way. So on the wall, on the corner over there, and I come back over here, so we know welcome, we know. You understand? I'm going because I'm Rattigan, me kind of want to tell us something, yes, man. Rattigan is a retired FBI agent born on the side of Jamaica. Born poor like everybody else and come up through education. And the man want to do something for the country of his birth. He is a practicing liar. He is getting pension. He has been one a house. He has been family. Rattigan no hungry. And Rattigan no one. Nobody no obligation because his mama dead. And his papa dead. But they have no obligation and wife and him pity them. So when Rattigan do him no happy with. We the Jamaican people love him. Appreciate him. Right? So we don't want you by yourself. Well, hide yourself. You're nothing, you. How are you? We're giving you your issue and your wife. So, this man just get me right after middle class. I listen to my class so comfortable. And this is an ugly man. Come, we hug this something. I give you an hour. And I can attack Rattigan. Rattigan hungry. So Andrew Wallace and his crew can't buy out Rattigan. And Rattigan not have to come back to Jamaica. He can't go anywhere in the Middle East. He welcome. And he is an American citizen. Save America with dignity and pride and retire. Oh, so go for yourself, nasty, dirty, thinking man. So Rattigan, me a call back.
All right, Miss B, let me take a call. Yeah.
But
no worries,
yeah.
come back. Let me take a call. Yeah. All right. Caller, good night. Welcome to Conversation with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Calling from New York.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Miss Pat made my night. I don't know if I can follow in her footsteps. Miss P is, oh my God, I am so proud of her. Miss P, take him away. Mr. Rattigan,
Yes,
I have to call when I heard that novice. I want to let him know 2 things. We no longer live on a plantation, and we are intelligent enough when we see corruption to call out corruption. And I don't know what him and Mr. Morgan have against you, but it's like you're living renting space in both of them heads. But I want to tell them something. He didn't know about the corruption. How comes so many people, even the babies, know that during COVID, this man had 3 companies running with no employees? So what you're coming around here hijacking the show for this doggone distraction, for sir? Stay your lane, and whoever is sending you and whoever you want to enable, go enable them. But we learning the truth and the facts around here. You don't want facts, so you enable corruption. Stay in your lane and leave us alone. Don't come back over here.
Well said. Well said.
Have a good night, Mr. Rattigan.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, just want to thank the caller and Miss P for those remarks. But here's the thing now. That caller will not call back. So we can just take a deep breath. But no one get upset. No one get on them kind of get on your skin. But these are the things that make us stronger. These are the things that make me stay up late at night and do the ATIs and do the research, because I'm telling you, I'm sleeping now like 2 hours because I'm just constantly reading. And Miss P was absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. This you hear them say, oh, the PNP are bad mind because them don't want the program or whatnot. This rural school bus program started, I mentioned it at the beginning of the program, started with the PNP. It started with the PNP in 2015. And what this scholar doesn't know true facts, no false facts, no true facts. Because the PNP started this in 2015. They lost the election in 2016. The JLP took over, and the JLP did not continue it. Because what the PNP did, they did a pilot, and they started it. And what in 2017 the JLP came and said, we're going to do a pilot. How you do a pilot? There was a pilot already. A pilot already took place. Just develop the program. And what did they do? And the first call, if you listen, you can go check up on it. You can go do the research yourself. Ruel Reed, Dean Roy Bernard, Grace McLean. All three of them were over at the Ministry of Education at the time. $200 million allocated to this program. And to date, I can't find a single bus that they purchased. I don't see any reporting about it. And if there's reporting out there, please someone send it to me. I'd love to read it. I even went as far as to look to see if the Auditor General did an audit of that program. And she did a lot of things over at the Ministry of Education, but the bus program was not one of them that she looked at. No, I'm not faulting her or anything like that. I'm just saying that I went to look to see if there was something there. I even checked with Integrity Commission. There's nothing there. Now, where is that money? 200 million. And by the way, they said that was the first phase. I don't know if a second phase took place. But see, what happened is that when you start hit people with true facts, when you occupy space in them head for free, them get discombobulated, them head piece start go haywire, and them start make all kinds of statements. You're right, Nareen, we stay on course now because we have filed more ATIs and we are make more phone calls, we are doing more research. We're not stopping. So please, my people, don't let this thing distract you. These things happen. And to be honest with you, it kept the juices flowing because you hear him start to, well, Mr. Rattigan, you did this. And I asked him, did you hear me say that? No, never hear me say that. Him start telling me what Jeffrey said and when some other people said, no, talk to me about what me say. Him can't answer. Then we ask him about the corruption thing. And there are so many things I could have gone into. But you know what happened? You can definitely see that this person stiffened their spine. And it at a certain point, it no matter what me say. It no matter because you hear him start say, me, I go after the Prime Minister and the Statutory Declaration. Why don't I go after Mark Golding? Mark Golding a run government. Mark Golding have the power of the purse string to issue directions and spend money, along with the 49 members or 48 members of the ruling party. And by the way, did the Integrity Commission say them have a problem with Mark Golding's Statutory Declaration? No. So why then should I spend my valuable time and go look at Mark Golding while they're committing wholesale corruption over here on this side? I must leave the wholesale corruption and go spend time look at Mark Golding, for whom there is no criticism leveled by the Integrity Commission. That makes sense? It don't make no sense, people. And we all know that. We all know that. Yes, Artnell, we know it'll get under them skin and we love it. And like I said to him, I invite them every week, every week I invite them. You know what happened? If somebody said that Reason with Rattigan and Come Reason with Rattigan, they're PNP programs by default. What do I mean by that? I've invited to make it a balanced environment. I've invited JLP every week, not on some occasion. Every week, I can show you the email, the text messages. I invite them every week, and them don't come. And I've invited everyone from the Prime Minister, his wife, Minister Chang, my favorite minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith. I've invited Robert Nesta Morgan. I've invited Senator Marlon Morgan. The only person out of all of them I invite, only person, was the President of the Senate. He came twice. And he promised to come back a third time, and he didn't. And he never gave me an explanation. He just says coming, and then we talked to him the day before, and then the day off, him just not show up. And then since then, we have received word that the JLP hierarchy has told its membership that no one is supposed to come on the program. So we're going to get this, but you know what happened? Hammer them with true facts, man. Hammer them with true facts. And like I was saying last night on Mystics program, you'll hear them say, you're not talking about the facts and this and that. Be very careful, because there are facts and there is a truth. Not all facts are truthful, are true. But all truth is a fact. Let me, I did it last night, but let me explain it to you. The caller mentioned Jeffrey Tavares. Let's say I wrote to Jeffrey Tavares and I said in that letter to Jeffrey Tavares that the Prime Minister is an angel and we shouldn't be criticizing him because the Prime Minister is the best thing ever in the history of mankind. There's never been another leader as forthright, as honest, as decisive, as loving, as caring, as giving as our Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Let's say I put that in a document, in a text message, and I gave that to Jeffrey. It is a fact that I gave it to Jeffrey. I gave a document to Jeffrey. What is the fact? But then the question is, what's contained in that fact? Is it true? Is the Prime Minister all the things I just described to you? And the answer would be no. So just because somebody says it's a fact doesn't mean it's true. It's a fact that I gave him that document. But what's contained in that document, is it true? So just be cognizant when you hear people say it's a fact. Because sometimes when people say it's a fact, we tend to just surrender and say, yeah, you know, if I'm saying it's a fact. No, don't surrender. Challenge it. Challenge it. So that's what they'll come to you and say, isn't it a fact that look, I have a diehard JLP friend. He classifies himself as diehard. And up to last night, we had conversations. And one of the things I like about him, and he may be watching, is that when you give him the truth, he'll admit. He'll say, yes, you're right. But then he'll say, but you know, I changed my mind. Me still a labor right. And that's fine. That's fine. You can't win every soul, but you can bring the truth to every soul and let them decide. So that's where we are. Instead, Kingston story, the JLP government only like situations they can control if they can't shape the narrative they run scared. True. That's what we're finding out. And it is a pattern and practice. We can point to examples. We can point to examples. And so when people ask me, like say right now, Meme, asking me about FinSac, I don't know enough about FinSac to come out and talk about FinSac. I only talk about what I know about and I can prove. I don't know about FinSac. In fact, we were supposed to have a lady come and speak to us about FinSac. Look how wicked, big up yourself. But we just haven't had the time because we've been overwhelmed by the amount of scandals in Jamaica. It's like every week there's a scandal. Content-rich Jamaica. Every week there's a scandal. We have so many stories to talk about, good and bad, and we can't get to them. Cannot get to them. So I don't have any problems with people having a different opinion. Like I said, I have a friend who's a diehard, in classifying as a diehard JLP. And we have some very lively discussions. Very productive discussions. But we don't get personal. We discuss issues. We don't start attacking people. Like some people pointed out rightly that the first caller said words that appear to be threatening. Now, my JLP friend, we're fine. And I've had PNP friends that, you know, we talk about the issues and it's a lively discussion as well. And that's where I'd like to see us go. I'd like to see us get to a point of maturity where we can talk about issues without getting personal. We can disagree without being disagreeable. And also, we have to come to terms with the foolishness. We know we're intelligent people. We know that when we have something like a fool argument, you know, like the first caller. And this people, one of the reasons why I allow the call to go on is so that you can be a witness to what's going on, to see when somebody is blinded by nonsense, that they refuse to see the light of truth. They refuse to see it. So that's why sometimes you say, it's not like somebody say, well, you know, you should make him go on. No, you make him go on. Because sometimes when you let these people talk, them talk until them realize that them talk out the whole thing, and it turned out to be nonsense. And then realize it. You make, as I'm saying, you take the argument to its logical conclusion. You make them talk. And by doing that, you're actually teaching them. Say, what you're talking about is pure nonsense. Or you let them talk, and then them talk themselves, with them all make absolute statements. And then you can say, did I say that? No, I didn't never say that. Did you hear me say that? No. You hear me say, me I sell PNP t-shirt. Me I do this to the Prime Minister. Me I do that to the Prime Minister. That's when you know you start dig them emotions, that them lose the ability to think clearly. Marva said, I can't do well in dealing with foolishness. You know, here's what happened. I've developed this patience because part of my, when I was employed by the FBI, one of the things that they taught us to do is listen. When you sit down and you talk to a suspect or a subject, you listen, and you listen carefully. You hang on every word that the person says. So we can't get it out of me, because that's the culture I grew up in, that you listen. Because a lot of times I can't begin to tell you how many times I've interviewed people, and I just sat there and listen, and them tell me everything, including things that they never want to tell me, including things that they never even realize to them tell me. So you just make them talk. And like I said, as long as you're not rude, I will make you talk, and I will listen, because I'm supremely confident in my knowledge of the truth and facts. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where you call? Well, welcome. Yeah, Come Reason with Rattigan. I was thinking about Reason with Rattigan.
Yeah, man, I'm here again, man.
Good night, Miss P.
All right. Yeah, you know what hurt me, man? You know what hurt me? Me a big old, me over 50-year-old.
You don't look 50.
Me.
You look 15.
All right, but me over it.
Really?
Listen now.
Mm-hmm.
There are things where you learn some, Jeffrey will have to teach us, where we never know. We go to school and we go and we come up and we are working a job and with this and with that, and we never know about constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hear this word constitution and we don't know one thing about it? And you and the rest of the person can sit down and break it down to it. And you have this nincompoop. We come upon boy that don't want to style it. The amount of education that we get from you people, we couldn't pay for a university. So what the labor right them do is to keep us full, make we jump up and say this and that. Our power and labor, and we don't know what we have to show up for, and we don't know what we have to power for. But we have said because we grandfather, we grandmother was a PNP or a labor. So we have the labor, we have the PNP. That's the idiot. Right? We have the right and all the while, even at the work, people trample for the right and because we don't know where to go, what to do, then get with it. And it's constantly happen until it gone way over in the big industry. This government carrying people, so them are investor, box down worker, fire worker, we don't tell them what to do. And you can't talk, you can't do nothing. You have to, if you see water come, you have to straight up like you're a soldier. Man, boy fire. Andrew Holness born in Jamaica. And if Andrew Holness was a clean and true prime minister and served the country like what he said, PNP wouldn't have no look back in this. All you got to do is a prime minister do what a prime minister supposed to do. We never tell if you go in the broke and come out broke. But we never tell if you go in there to rip off the economy. All the word economy. We know some, we don't know what I mean. Me them talk about the economy. Never know. A Rattigan make me know the economy and the money we are circulating in the country. Me never know me if I hear this big old word and me don't know what I mean. If them a read news, then use them a big word. Who not guy at university don't know what I mean. In a parliament, they use them big word. That the prime minister wife are going to say, Patwa can't talk in a parliament. Man, boy, fire. If you are going to talk, you must make the ordinary Jamaican people understand what you say. I went to court one long time when a young lady, I see an incident and then say me to go to court. When me go to court, the lawyer go tell me, say, she have put something to me. Me said to the lawyer, say, what you mean by you have put something to me? Me don't understand. I am putting this to you that on the day that they've me just say, miss, lady, let me tell you something. Said where me chat, part where me chat. Don't tell me when me sick, I'm not blind. Me a young girl, me not blind. And that happened. And the judge said to her, said, do not interrogate the lady no more, the young lady no more. Because you can't tell me, boy, you put things in. No put nothing to me, I tell you what me see. So you see what me see? And that me tell you, so you're going to make a case out time. And Miss don't ask me no more question. Right now, court was telling me so. Because he might use some big words like he want to go on. Me say, miss, me not go to university school, me not know where I talk say. Them the word they not to me. I packed what me talk. And he jump, said to the lawyer, say, look here. The young ladies tell you what she see, and we are no after no more question. Young lady, you may leave. He said, thank you, miss. Me remember about the runner. And me come out. Because when me see me, I tell you. And you put it. So that is that them are keep with Jamaican people. Me hold on, you know. I've been hold, but you know me past 50. Think about your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. We don't know how long we are going to live. But and Jamaica always know. Because in keep the country in a way where you can't pass certain age, because food deficiency, you're going to dead quick, because you're going to develop high blood pressure, sugar, kidney problem, and you're going to dead. Because there's no health care, the health care. So when you little goons coming over here at speak, if you don't come, you welcome them. But listen and learn. And what about FinSac? We hear every time say FinSac was created by PNP because of Siaga with get down with the money. If FinSac was so bad, they would have it right now a campaign plan. We know she said the Jamaican Labour Party don't have nothing to campaign plan. Pure promise. My grandfather, blessed memory, said, promise make fool comfortable. Okay? You get a country for 9 that go to 10 years, and you can't tell me what you have accomplished. Portia accomplished this. Manley, of course, accomplished that. PJ accomplished that. Down to Bruce Bowling accomplished something, kind of say, not in my cabinet. Right. Bruce Bowling said, not that the man there, not in my cabinet. What is it the youngest prime minister accomplished to show with? What is it? Cool now have no bench. We used to have book rental to we picnic. No book rental, no day again. No, come on, man. No road, no hospital, and 1.5 billion to one hospital a fix from 2 billion to 26, 21 billion. And it's not done. One drill cost must get 3 million, gone to 31 million. Marat be a place where they can open for people and make the place more nice and really. Where you take a private sector, $10.3 million a month for rent. Come on, no wake up. The next when it comes to security, those will kill you. And when you take a stop, they say targeted operation. They work yesterday. I see a young lady with a button pan her right between her beach wear. And the button there between her two breasts. And Mr. Rattigan and when I chat, when I said to her, you do this, she says her baby father of 100 million where the police kill with the baby in her hand. Me say the man get down with a pair of twins. When me take me eye and see yesterday, she said see baby them there. The police shoot the man with the baby in her hand. Comes what may. Even if he's a criminal, you could have hold him and carry him. Imagine you and your man just wake up in a bed, lie down, and police come and every baby in her hand, because 2 babies, them are twins. And you murder a man with the baby in her hand. I'm not talking about a targeted operation. That could have been. Talk it out. That is what him accomplished. 28 bank account, 150 million US. And he have business and he have no manager and have no employee. Ugly people, dunce people, wake up. Because it's too long to get paid. We don't want that pay. We don't want the agriculture mash up. We want to plant and get good market. We want to get good employment, good education, good health care. And that we want. And when then something start run, crime will go down. Right? So much talk to the foolish and listen. I'm going to read. Everybody now have a smartphone. If you're looking at the JLP party, if I was 49 of them, if you find 2 out of them, when you have some tainted to the name, you find out. You know, look. And Mr. Rattigan, I want you and requesting you and the other mystic and everybody come together and do this thing parish by parish. First thing, you put up the vase with Buchanan and the next lady, and you're going to look at the antecedent. Then after you left Portland, you go to St. Thomas and put up the PMP then against the labor rights, and every parish state will come right down and look for them to the reach to Mark Golding and Hans Wallace. Make them be the last. And we want all of the weekly cable them to come out. All of them to come out. So if Mark Golding have his fling out it, they can have it. Where you call him there? The Rasta one there, all of them, bring them out. Make we see them. Damien, everybody, bring them out. And make we see. This man, the prime minister is so wicked that in Jan, me gonna quote me. When you say the IC, you got quote, I mean, you can't quote him, brother. I mean, never do nothing. You know, send where the man them, I want to see a chopper. You know, extradite them, you know, lock them up, you know, take where they're sitting. And you, Prime Minister, what can we go quote if you take out illicit enrichment out of law. And Prime Minister, the chief servant of the country. What a disgrace. And you with the same mountain, leave the Haiti alone. Let them do their work. And you tell them go court. And you say, oh, and you come and show you, man. My university, boy, me watch and show you. My little boy with me more time, he sit down and he watch. And he ask me questions. And he get more enlightened. And me ask baby that. And Mr. Ratty, let me tell you, you are a trained personnel. And you go through heights of training. And I mean, like how you do it. And me follow you. Even when the problem come and you know how to hold it. But away from that, we the Jamaican people, we don't have money, we don't have car, we don't have motor vehicle, you know, one and them. We appreciate you. We thank you, sir. And your name will forever, ever be called. Thank you and all the bloggers, or bloggers we call them. We appreciate you know, because if I never know, we Jamaican people would know say to rescue Jamaica. We never say we did upon the precipice. Them I tell me that to choose Jamaica. I can't choose Jamaica because Jamaica choose me. I was born here. Me born at Jamaica. Jamaica choose me. So me, I have rescued Jamaica. Right. And with that, I gone back. So other classmates, you know, big up on yourself.
All right, Miss B.
Mr. Ratty, let me tell you again, sir. When you see them fly by night, pitch media come. Get rid of them. No
Okay.
long talking.
All right. All right.
I hear them and it's a few show, but a few show.
All right. No
And
problem.
he keep we up.
All right.
Get rid of them. If a labor right come on and ask some sensible question, nothing wrong with that. Because question was made to ask. And probably he never hear something he want to know. And you know, but one thing be truthful and take up your teeth in criminal prime minister. Don't get the blind chance of this man in a problem. Sunday night, the man there, oh yeah, but I mean, not put in a look. After Vaz talk, Vaz fly away because him and Vaz in a problem down there. It's allegedly. Right? And if Vaz take himself, it's allegedly. So no, what you know and look, can you see them up there? I cut a ribbon? No. Them in a problem over in foreign money. Kind of share good. All right, look more.
All right, Miss B. Take care of yourself. Folks, Miss B absolutely correct. But you see what happened? This is exactly what they wanted for go. Let them come, disrupt, and then depart. And then we now spend all of the time I talk about them when we should have talked about things that are of interest to us. Now there's a saying, and we played it last week, Saturday on the program. And the saying is, and this goes out to the first caller and all of the people so situated, people like the first caller. It says, the truth will set you free. But first, it will make you miserable. And that's exactly what happened. We attack the truth, Ronnie and so. Notice what we say when I say we attack facts, we attack the truth. And it will set them free. But it's hard sometimes to deal with the truth. And therein lies the miserable portion of it. It makes you miserable. It makes you toss and turn. It puts you in a turmoil because things that you believe and you hope and you wish for is a problem. Hold on. Caller, good night. Welcome to Comrades with Rattigan.
Good night, Mr. Rattigan. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very well. So I'm here watching the little entertainment. What do we call those people now? Get a rat? Trying to cause destruction on the show. It's not going to happen. You know, Mr. Rattigan, I thank you so much for your great teaching. Okay, I learned a lot from you. Okay, And I'm also gonna give some acknowledgement. I'm gonna go out to Mystic Sensation, Jeffrey Tavares, Wayne Lonesome, Wayne Forbes, the Waterhouse Vibes team, even Jamaican callers, and my little brother, Andre Stevenson. Andre, hold strong, brother. I have one question and a few comments. One of my comments is, your platform and other platform are the ones why we know about what's really going on in Jamaica. So this man calling because he's trying to help suppress it. He doesn't want us to know. And I felt that the news team, they're being bombarded to not, speak the truth for us to know it. It's like they're trying to set Jamaica up in a vice where we in the diaspora should know what's really happening. Okay?
Mhm.
Sometimes I wonder if the news team, if they're paid off to keep their mouth shut. Okay?
Mhm.
But like I said, I thank you so much and the other news media who come forward,
Mhm.
with the news to let us know what's going on. And I have two brothers down in Jamaica. They're not my brother. And the Spot News Media and Popeye News Media, I do watch them at times. Okay, now my question is this: I've heard them speak about the soldiers and the police officers that was sent to Haiti to quell violence there. Is there any update on those officers, or they was just thrown to the wind to fend for themselves? Is there any update on them?
No, I've asked about the people deployed to Haiti, and uh, so far the government has not seen it fit to provide the people of Jamaica with an explanation or with a status report. So we will keep asking, and we'll see what they say. But these are the type, that's an interesting issue you raised, because it's almost like it's forgotten that we have people over in Haiti.
Mhm.
Nobody's asking about them. So I will continue to keep the fire burning. I will continue to ask. In fact, I have a pending ATI on that issue. So
Great,
I'll keep you posted.
great.
Mm.
Okay, few of my main concern is the 110 buses and the pipe bombs. Both are risky situations.
Mhm.
And the government of Jamaica, do they really believe the United States would sell good buses to Jamaica? And this is what this man, he said something earlier pertaining to the bus. The United States would never sold their good buses to a third world country. Okay? It has to be used buses.
Mhm.
Okay? And that is the question. This man should ask himself, Mr. Rattigan, a brand new bus over here would not be $70,000. We're talking about close to $1 million, especially where I'm living at. Okay? Okay, I'm perplexed. How does it work to pick up and discharge passenger in the middle of the roadways? That's a scary situation. Seeing we are what? We're right-hand drive in the United States. Jamaica is a left-hand drive. So how does that work? Especially, they claim that they got this bus for children. How does that work?
All right. Hang up on. Let me handle that bus issue. And then you can call me back if you have additional questions. But the question is, how does that work when
Yeah.
yeah, how the bus is going to operate with these narrow roads and the picking up children and the size of the buses and the differential, because we know some of these buses they can't climb hills. It's a range of issues. regarding the buses. Then one of the things that people are not talking about, they're not talking about the cost.
There we go.
You don't hear anybody, you don't hear government officials talking about the cost. But I have something that I'm going to show on Saturday where they talk about value for money. It's nonsense, rubbish.
There you go.
Absolute rubbish.
And I'm just going to say one more thing. I'm going to
Sure.
give someone opportunity to call in. Gentlemen, Mr. Man, Mr. Woman, or half and half, whatever you is, Aphrodite. Before you call the show again, know the answers before you ask Mr. Rattigan a complex question. If you don't have the answer, then please don't call in. If you think you know the answer, but you just want to get a better information or more informed and your question, please call in.
All right.
And there was a female I saw in the live running up and down, and I guess she went to the departure lounge already. I haven't seen her anymore. Mr. Rattigan, please keep up the good job. And like I said, I'm sticking with my diaspora. A couple of my people then was watching and they were saying last week, you said you're sticking to the diaspora. They said, be careful. You got to say you're sticking to the good diaspora. You know why I'm saying that, right?
I know.
So, Mr. Rattigan, please have a good night.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for the call.
And I know I love you and we all love you. Keep doing your job, sir.
Thanks a
All
lot.
right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reasons, Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Oh, good evening, Mr. Rattigan.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, I have a question that I want to ask you. I just come into the, I just jumped on. I don't really know the rhythm of what's going on, but I have this question I want to ask.
All right, go ahead. Ask the question.
So, if, say, for example, you're the member of parliament of a constituency, and something happened within that constituency, i.e. an urban center, and you heard that there's some nefarious things as it relates to rent and rental agreement and stuff like that. And say, for example, you wasn't aware of it. Wouldn't it be important for you to at least find out, because you know as an MP you're going to be asked about it?
Yes.
Okay. So I was listening to a program, CVM TV, the other day, and I hear the MP of the said constituency where that urban center was built, James Robertson, and he was asked a question by George Davis. And he was asked, can you corroborate that the price for the or the rental price for the municipal building, if you can corroborate that? And he simply flat out said, hey, don't ask me that because I don't know. But I'm saying, like, even if you didn't know initially, would 3, 4, 5 days later, shouldn't you at least know?
Yeah. Yeah, as the MP for the constituency, you're charged with the responsibility of knowing what's going on in that constituency, particularly when it starts to affect or impact the residents in your constituency. I consider that very, very basic, one of the very basic things that you're required to pay attention to as an MP is to pay attention to what's going on in your constituency. I agree.
Yeah, and that's my contention. Even if you didn't know, since you say you didn't know, even though I think that he knew because he's just trying to go around, because he seemed to know everything about the development or the developments that is going on except the rent part of it. So that's what. But
I'll reach out to him if you remind me, where can I find the interview? Because I'll reach out to Mr. Roberts and find out what the story is.
The interview, I know it was done on CVM TV.
All right, I'll ask producer OT to take a look. See if OT, see if you can find that for me. Please, before the end of the week, so I can reach out to Mr. Roberts and see what's going on. But anyway, caller, thanks for the call. Let me jump on and grab this caller from Philadelphia. All right.
All right.
Take care of yourself. Good night, Miss Philly. Turn on your device. Turn on your device, please.
Hold on, Mr. Rattigan. Hold on, please.
I have tried in the United States.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. That's okay now?
Yes, it's okay.
Mr. Rattigan, big up yourself. Big up yourself. Mr. Rattigan, had it not been for wait first. Make I go into this first. Mr. Rattigan,
Yes.
when you come on your program, you don't know what turn it will take, right?
True.
You see this? It is to happen. And let me tell you why. This is showing how delusional the people are. And we have been saying, all the people just sit down like that and they sit down. You see know why, Mr. Rattigan?
Mm-hmm.
Why? They don't believe the truth. They believe the lies of Andrew Holness. And this is what he kept doing for the people going up there when he know that truthfully he's lying. They believe the lies, and that's people. It's easier for them to believe lies than truth.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rattigan,
Okay.
had it not been for you, we would not have been educated about the Constitution. Look all that you guys have done. Big up to you, because Andrew would have had his way with this election.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been called already and over with. But because of you guys, all of you into the fight, he has to be holding back right now because everything is leveled at him that he should have done and have not done. And the truth is staring them in the face and it is beating them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is why Kamina say enough is enough. Because this gone international. They know the powers that Wilfred Rattigan has. Right? They know what can be done. And all those ATIs that you're asking about, they don't like it. But they gotta bite it. You understand me? Jamaica needs a change. And Mr. Rattigan, we are not going backwards.
You know,
We are behind you. They're not going to kill you and name you. No. It's not going to happen. And sooner or later, they will realize. And they realize, and they know it's the truth because Andrew Holness cannot take anybody to court except the IC. Because it's all truth leveled at him. Look what that man has done. And the whole heap of thief and skullduggery. How they must do that? How he must do that? I pay them for come over here, Me don't know how much them pay, but me I beg him to come back, Because we never entertain him. All we ask me, invite him to class. Come to Rattigan University. Saturday, this week, Saturday, sir.
Yeah,
Your listen, come. Now
Right.
come back over here, sir, with your foolishness. We not soft sponge. We not take none of that over here, sir. Now come back.
Right.
You understand, sir? Leave Rattigan alone. Leave all of the people that want to fight for freedom. They might help the poor people to understand where Andrew Holness now we don't want to keep people in the darkness. You see, Rattigan that them up to keep people in darkness. The truth is the truth, and it always will cause an offense. We speak thank you for what I hear him give me two before. Don't come back over here, so go hold your corner. Look how much in a people face out there in Jamaica what them a do. Why not ask them about the illicit thing, sir? Go ask them about the illicit thing. You think people are like people have time to waste by your foolish government, your outer corrupted government out there? Don't come back over here. We don't do this thing over here. We educate people. Hold up here, Mr. Rattigan, keep moving.
All right.
Keep moving. Full speed with that behind them can't stop nothing. Justice, freedom, justice for all.
All right.
Inequality, we say.
All right.
Big up yourself, sir.
All right.
Don't be daunted.
Thank you very much. No problem.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. While this thing's going on, somebody sent me something and them say it says there, all labor rights. Please fill in the blanks with yes or no. And number 1 is I am stupid. Number 2, I support a corrupt government. And 3, I do not have a brain. 4, Andrew is a thief. And 5, I am dunce. Hey, folks, listen. These things, me know when I get, don't let them get on the skin. No, come me nice like spice. Here's what happened now. You see, the caller start chat and carry on and start accuse me of this and that. And then here's where I should have ended the conversation. And this is a learning experience. And we're always a learn. Always a learn. It's the moment he started accusing me of certain things. And I said to him, did you watch the program regarding the bus? And the person said, no. At that point, I should have just said, watch it and call me back. End the story. Instead of carrying on. So part of that is like I said, but part of it I wanted to flesh things out, wanted to hear what was on the person, wanted to figure out where the person had come from. I will figure it out at the end. But but then you see the distraction where it caused. So we can move on past that. That's behind us. That's water under the bridge. And we have bigger fish for fry. We have things where we have to deal with. The bus thing, let me be unequivocally clear. Let me be absolutely clear. Let me say it so everybody can understand. We don't have nothing with the concept, with the principle that people in a country who don't have ready access to transportation like people in a town, that them people there, them need to get transportation for them to take them to school so that them can learn. We don't have no problems with that. None. And by the way, let me just make it clear, that is not a JLP idea. And how do I know? Because I have the evidence. It's not a JLP idea. And we don't play politics, but when them come to you and tell you, say, well, them started and them put out people this September and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. No, this thing started in 2015. And then in 2017, they started a pilot and we don't know where the money gone. And now they're getting ready to do another. Well, them start the pilot must in May or June. And now they're going to roll out the buses in September. But we are finding every single day, people rest assured. I mean, know the whole I want to pray for me still. And then I pray for them, we go sleep. But it's hard to sleep when we say corruption taking place in front of our eyes. And when I say corruption taking place in front of our eyes, I mean this. I have yet to see one of the school buses. I've looked at one invoice and another document. And the most expensive bus I saw was for $20,000. Now, if you do 1.4 billion and you do it at the exchange rate, it comes up to close to $80,000. So if I see an invoice for $20,000, my math's not so sharp, but I know it's 60,000 missing. The question is, what happened to that 60,000? And when somebody tell you that, well, you have to pay for overland transportation, you have to pay for sea transportation, you have to. I say, wait a minute, this don't make any sense. Because the buses left from Florida. So you'd have to make a reasonable guess that a lot of them came from Florida. And the ones them who they are all over the place, some of them come from Vegas, which is quite a distance away, but still it not cost $20,000 to go from Vegas to Florida. And I could say it even cost $20,000 to go from Vegas to Florida. And I could say it even cost $20,000 to ship it from Florida to Jamaica. That's $40,000. And if you give the man them who find the bus for you $10,000 for find one bus, that's $50,000, $30,000 still missing. Still missing. And we're finding out, even today, we'll find out additional things about the buses. Even today. And I can tell you, like somebody got asked me something where happened, donkey years ago. Maybe I should care about what happened 20, 30, 40 years ago, but I don't have the time for that incident because I'm spending my time on the buses. I'm spending my time on Dennis Chung. I'm spending my time on the drill. I'm spending my time on the health situation in Jamaica. I'm spending my time on housing in Jamaica. I'm spending my time on law enforcement, national security issues in Jamaica. Spending my time on education in Jamaica. Spending my time on what's going on in the office of the Prime Minister, etc. No. No. And what happened 40 years ago, to be frank with you, it shouldn't be affecting the people living in Jamaica today. Or something will happen during PNP time. 15, however long, 20, 30 years ago. And you know why? Because when this government ran in 2016, it said all of the ills, all of the problems we're going to have because of this government called the, People's National Party, this government, we are going to fix those problems. We are going to hand you prosperity. We're moving on and we're moving forward and we're moving up. And we're doing it with a young, vibrant, dynamic, bright, intelligent, smart prime minister. That was the message. So you can't come now and tell me about something that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago and say, because of that. And no, tell me, what are you done? What have you done? What are you doing? And what's your plan? You notice you don't hear them talk about Vision 2030 anymore. You notice that? Because the Vision 2030 is just that. It's vision. So the bus thing, we have no problems with the concept, the principle. We have a problem with how it was done. And we are going to show you on Saturday. We're going to come. You remember last week we come from one angle where a lot of you weren't expecting that. Well, we are come this week with a different angle. And we're also going to show you how the drill and the buses are connected. We're showing that. That's what we spend our time on. And you hear him talk about, and you hear the person talk about the Magnitsky. Why? Because the person said read the Magnitsky. I don't know if it's a woman or a man, but them said them read the Magnitsky. And if they did, they realize the threat that this government faces because of that act. So them don't want to do nothing about it. They realize it. Because they realize that we're not appealing to a body in Jamaica. Jamaicans for Justice. We're not appealing to NIA. We're not appealing to JAMP. We're not appealing to any of those. And by the way, some of those bodies can't bring lawsuits. They can only make announcements, and that's because of their mandate. So we're not asking them to get involved. We are trying to employ a legal mechanism that has worked. That's what we're trying to do. It's worked, and it's worked from overseas. And so they have no control over it. And they're worried. And they should be. Again, the truth will set you free. But first, it is going to make you miserable. Because we are taking you out of your comfort zone. We are taking you out of the liar zone. We are taking you out of the misconception zone. We are taking you out of the zone where you see poverty and call it prosperity. We are taking you out of that. And it's difficult because you look upon it and say, "Boy, I'm believing in this thing," and then people tell me this and blah, 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 blah. I know Rattigan and the rest of them are coming on and tell me something else. So they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. The truth will set you free. But first, it is going to make you miserable. So you have to be miserable before you become free. That's the condition a lot of Jamaicans are in. They will have to be made miserable before they'll be free. That's our job. Make it miserable for them. And you make it miserable for them by telling them the truth. Not only facts, the truth. And like you said, Mr. G, You make them think. Force them to think. Believe me, no. Then watch the program, you know. Then watch the program. Don't think for a moment that I just we alone run us or watch the program. Then watch the program. And we know because we see when we talk about things on a Saturday, we see them do it on a Sunday or a Monday or a Tuesday the following week. We see it. We are dictate the pace. I know why we are dictate the pace, because people are listening and people are asking questions. Gone are the days when the government could just issue a proclamation and people said, we hear and we believe. Those days are over. Now people are saying, me here, but why? Why are you doing this? Why we do it that way? Why, how, well, who, when, where, what, why, how? People are asking questions. And that is a significant problem for any government, particularly if you're corrupt. If you have nothing to hide, it's like a nuisance when people start coming and them start asking, but that's what you sign up for. That's transparency. But when you're corrupt, woe be unto you. Woe be unto you. Because when you can satisfy a hungry mind, a mind yearning for information, and you can train that mind to think, and you can have that mind functioning in a way that says, you can't fool me. That's problematic for a government that's corrupt. It's problematic. And that's what we're facing. Because if you thought that the drill was bad, and believe me, I thought the drill was bad. But it's one drill. It's one drill. And the drill is hidden. You don't see the drill. I don't see the drill. But when you have 110 big yellow buses, you can't hide them like the drill. So that corruption is going to be seen day in, day out. It's going to be a constant reminder that we pay 20,000, or put it this way, we pay far less than what we have been told the buses cost. That is going to stare you in the face. And that's a truth, First Scholar, that you are going to have to live with. Because we don't have any problems with transporting rural school children. We don't have any problems with that. We're a problem when you say each bus costs $80,000 US. That's the arithmetic. And then when we look on an invoice, we say 20,000. And then we start here all kinds of explanation about this, that. Another thing is the surplus. The surplus. Have you heard how them going invest that surplus? Is it going to be invested in better schools? More money for teachers? More resources? How is that 28 million US per year? How is it going to benefit the children? Where is it going? We don't know. Because remember, based on the numbers provided by the minister and the $100 per day round trip, they are going to end up with about, after they pay off all of the bills to maintain each bus, they're going to end up with approximately 28 million US. You hear nobody talk about that? The surplus, what they going to do with it? You hear anybody talk about that? This is a money-making scheme, you know. And think about it. They've already taxed some of these people. And then they turn around and say, we have to pay for putting a picnic on the bus. Now, think about some of them country people, I know. A lot of them, some of them have money, but a lot of them don't have no money. And think about it, if a man, through the mercy of God and the sweat of his brow and the support of his wife or her husband and the community, they manage to teach their children about the value of education. And those children pass the exam to go to school. I mean, I could say a family, poor family, they have 2 picnic now ride the bus. Remember, it's a farming community, you know. Now they have to pay $200 a day. When the surplus is going to be 28 million US dollars. Why do they never get the picnic them? Why do they never make them ride for free? Why? And by the way, the Prime Minister did say the children will ride for free in St. Thomas. Was it free just for that day? Or was it free just for that constituency? Or was it free until the program started out in September? So when they tell you these things, people, think. And we're going to show you some documents where they can't make heads or tails out of it. The explanation is just as wild as it is insane. When you look at some of the explanations for some of these things. But we are going to show you on Saturday where some of these buses come from, you know. And we have a pretty good idea how much each bus cost. And we're going to show you some things. We're going to show you some things live. Real time. We're going to show you we're going to demonstrate some things for you. So tell your friends and tell everybody, come around here Saturday afternoon. We're going to show you stuff live so you can see for yourself. And then when we show you, we say to you, you can go do it for yourself. We are sure you have to do it, you know, because remember, one of the things we don't do around here is we don't speculate, at least not unreasonably. We don't have wild speculations around here. When we tell you something, we put up something on the board. And we tell you where to go and find it so that you can also be a distributor of that information and encourage other people to distribute that information to other people. So this Saturday, that's what we're going to do. We can continue doing it. We're going to show you some videos. We're going to show you some documentation. And we're going to do some real live demonstration. And we're going to say, there it is. There it is. So when people come around and they talk, it's we are get under them skin and we are occupy space to them cranium. Are we that? And when you know we are doing something right, because when them issue an instruction to the rank and file that they shouldn't come on the program, run a sound of playpen. They know that. And let me just tell the first caller, just before we leave completely the subject matter, first caller, please, before you come on this program, make sure you read or you listen or you educate yourself before you come and ask questions and then look like a jackass. Because you're going to accuse me when me ask if you watch. You accuse me about the bus program. And when I ask if you watch the thing, you say no. So then the question is, if you know what, how you know what me I say? You accuse me wrongfully. Do a little homework, man. Don't be lazy. Do a little homework and then you can come and face us. Now, I want to keep an eye on the DPP situation. I want you to keep your eyes on the DPP situation because I don't even know if I can even call them distractions because I don't even think that they're doing them as distraction. I think they're just doing them because I think they can get away with them. And I'm talking about all the corruption and all of these bad behavior. They do them because they feel like they can get away with them. But I want you to pay attention to the DPP situation, and here is why. I am afraid that this DPP, Ms. Paula Llewellyn, that she will demit office early. And by doing so, the Prime Minister can then get female candidate signed off by the Governor General. And then we're stuck with that candidate, with that person. We're stuck with that person. And we have somebody who's in the office right now, the lady who was the acting when the DPP was away last year, most of last year, from April to December. And they've been talking about her. I don't hear them talking about anybody else, and they have eminently qualified people throughout Jamaica. Hey, we are one bright set of people, you know. And somehow all we need for this is just apply ourselves. But they're eminently qualified people who can occupy that position, but they're only talking about one person, and that person just happens to be the protege of Ms. Paula Llewellyn. This lady works in the office under the tutelage of Ms. Paula Llewellyn. And I think it's a disgrace and it's unfair and it's unconscionable that they would talk about one person for this position, this significant position in Jamaica. I say, make we keep all of them out. Just shut up and make the Services Commission do what they're supposed to do. And hopefully they don't make a mistake. Well, I'm not even sure it's a mistake, but they don't do the same thing that they did with Dennis Trump. But you can see they're trying to influence it. You can see where people are coming out and they're making statements supporting a particular candidate, saying that, yes, I think she's the best, and blah, blah, blah. And then what did we do last week? We picked 9 cases that she's affiliated with. And we did 4. And we showed her deficiencies. In glaring terms, we showed her deficiencies. And we made the argument that this woman is not deserving of that position based on the requirements of being a DPP. This lady failed the test. And we only did 4 cases. We have 5 more to look at. But I don't want you to lose sight that Miss Llewellyn doesn't have to stay until September 20th. She can leave anytime. And I'm hoping that she doesn't leave before the 20th, before the election, because if she does that, you know they're going to try and slip somebody in. And you know when they slip somebody in, you know what's going to happen next. Dennis Strong will be over that office and said, here's the case against the Prime Minister. What do you want to do with it? And if that person says, I'm not going to prosecute the case, that's it. So please, my people, please, please, please ask questions on all of the platforms. What's going on with the DPP? Who's going to replace her? What about the case against the Prime Minister for illicit enrichment? Can Dennis Strong bring it to the DPP? And can the DPP decline prosecution? And if she does decline prosecution, what will be the status of the case after that? Because here's the thing. Once Ms. Paula Llewellyn said, I'm not taking this case, and she's out the door, who not gonna blame? Who no blame? Who? Blame yourself, because you need to start speaking out now, so that I'm basically telling the government, we are watching you because we suspect that this might be one of your plans. Because what you don't want is for them to do it and then you find out about it 6 months from now. Because then you know what will happen. People will say, well, you know, it happened already and it gone. So, all right, fine, no problem. Frida, look, do not put anything past these people. You see where they're coming back. I hear that they're coming back to debate and vote on the bill concerning the Constitution, the amendment to the Constitution. They have all kind of special rules that they can use to come back and deal with stuff. So don't feel comfortable in saying Parliament dissolved so them can't do nothing. They have the Constitution and they have standing rules and they have laws. And believe me, the laws in Jamaica, they're so porous. I mean, you can't drive a Mack truck through some of them. Freedom, am I to think that Paula is trying to save face by using the next DPP throw away the case? It could work. It could work. It could work one or two ways. The DPP, Paula Llewellyn, she could leave early, but before leaving, the case is presented to her, and she just said, I'm not going to prosecute. Or because she's leaving early, they could get this lady in the office they could install her as the next DPP, and then she could say, okay, fine, I'm going to be here now, and I'm going to be here for the next. I think she's like 50 or something like 51, whatever. So she has more than 10 years. Larkland said the only way the DPP could help the Prime Minister if somehow wins the election. Otherwise, everything could reverse by a new government. No. If the DPP says, I'm not going to prosecute, you'd have to show that there was corrupt intent, that she did this in contravention of her statutory duties. You'd have to prove that. That's what you'd have to prove. And if you can't prove that, then you have no case. You'd have to prove that there was corruption involved. Somebody talked to her and tell her, said, do this, do that, and then she did it when she shouldn't have done it. That is the problem. But I tell you what about new evidence? If you have new evidence, bring the new evidence. You'd have to go to court to challenge it. But if they put this new lady in and there is a change of government, even though they can't get, and let's say the new lady is in, and she's going to be there till 65, there are ways you can get rid of these people, you know. There are ways you can get rid of these people. Yeah, if the DPP goes against compelling evidence, it could be challenged. Yes, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be overturned. You can challenge it. You can say, well, but then remember, no, it's not enough to say, I'm going to challenge it. You have to have your evidence to show that what she did was outside the scope of her statutory duties. Because if she can make a compelling argument that I didn't see the evidence here for me to move forward and prosecute the PM. But here's how we can short circuit the whole thing. The Integrity Commission could just take it back, you know. Remember, it's them gay. And them say if you gay, you can't take back. And there's no law that says once it's been referred, it can't be recalled. The Integrity Commission could say, and especially since now we have a new chairperson, the retired judge, she could say, you know what, it shouldn't have been sent over there because we should have gone to court and forced the Prime Minister to give us the information so that we can wrap up this investigation concerning illicit enrichment here and not over there. She can call it, she can say, look, send it back. We're going to do this a different way. She can say, I wasn't here when it was done and I see where it should have been done. Larkland said, couldn't the Mark, as a new PM, appoint a biased tribunal to remove the new DPP? Again, you'd have to have reasons. You just can't go in and say, well, we think she's biased. You have to have, you'd have to show the evidence. Because removing a DPP, now remember, you can only remove a DPP if there's infirmity of mind or body, or if the person commits some crime, some bad acts. And one of them would be corruption. But you see, corruption is more than just you saying the word corruption. Corruption requires proof. It's a process. And even though you may suspect corruption, that is not enough to get somebody convicted for corruption. You may suspect it. You have to be able to provide the evidence. Well, corruption can be subjective, but then they're going to say, well, bring it before the court and it's going to be independently and objectively looked at. Regardless of what FID or the DPP does, the IC is not obliged to certify the PM declarations. That's true. That's true. The IC could say, well, you know, we see what you guys have done, but still we have issues here. We can't certify it. Yeah. And remember, the Prime Minister went to court to have the court issue an order to the IC to certify the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. And what happened? The court said, no, we're not going to do it. Yeah, Larkland, if you're talking about the illicit enrichment now, that's different. If you're talking about the illicit, specifically under the Corruption Act, essentially what you have to say is that, and the element, I think the proof is a little bit lower, but what you have to show is that this man have $1 million house and he's earning a paltry salary, and we can't see where he get the money from. There's no evidence that there was a lottery winning. There's no evidence that there was a will and property was passed down to this person. There's no evidence of a gift. There's no evidence of any source of funding that could justify him living in this house, making, you know, this amount of money. And then what happened is that, see, that's one of the things the Prime Minister was complaining about, because he's saying that the burden of proof is on him. So that's why he's saying the statute should be, they should abolish it, because it puts the burden of proof on the accused, when the accuser should be the one proving the case. Well, look, you want to be Prime Minister, you want to run a country. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with you having that, you know. And in fact, the Integrity Commission did a study across the globe, and they found that with illicit enrichment, generally speaking, that's the way the burden of proof works. They come and they say, hey, he's making this amount of money, and then when we look at that and look over here, we see him have a, you know, property endless over this side, and we can't make the connection. And then no, you now must come and prove that what you have, you obtained legally, lawfully, justifiably, and that you can make a connection to whatever your source of earning is. And by the way, the Prime Minister is not the first person, you know, that's been accused of illicit enrichment. He's not the first person. I can remember a case of another person who actually went to court and won. A civil servant. I can't remember his name right now. But the Prime Minister is not the first. Then who never come out and ball out for that man? It's pure nonsense. Albert, see, I think you're talking about you're talking about are you talking about the DPP or the former acting DPP, the one who acted last year? It's a trick question, Albert, because it don't really matter. You're right. Both of them lose so many cut and dry cases. Both of them. Albert said, if you think Mark Golding gonna win and allow a DPP put in by Conjure to sit in that post, think again. Albert, legally, constitutionally, if they put somebody in before the election, Mark Golding cannot remove that person. Him just can't come in and say, well, I don't want you. If that person is legally instituted or legally occupying that seat, Mark Golding can't come in and say, I'm going to fire you. That's not how the DPP works, because it goes back to the Constitution. And what is the Constitution? It is the supreme law of the land. And the Constitution lays it out. It says, only under these circumstances can you get rid of a DPP. And by the way, you can't fire a DPP, you know. It's a tribunal. Have to get together and put a recommendation to the Governor General. You can't just come in and say, all right, that's it. Here's your paperwork. Don't come back to work. It don't work that way then. Can the opposition with majority vote change the Constitution and to undo some of these actions? It depends, because in the Constitution, you have some things that are entrenched, you have some things that are deeply entrenched, and you have some things that are just normal. For the normal stuff, you just need a simple majority. But keep in mind that if you are the majority party, and remember, this must go through the Senate and the House. In the Senate, you won't have majority, because it's 13 and 8. So one member of your party must vote with the opposition. So you have 14 and 7. So you get the 2/3. Because if everybody votes according to party line, then you won't have 2/3 in the Senate. You'll have you may have 2/3 in the House, and that's what the government is going to face. No, that they're talking about debating and voting on the amendments to the Constitution, because if everybody in the Senate, if the PNP, if they stick together and they vote as a bloc, the government will not get 2/3 in the Senate. And some people say, oh, well, then the constitutional issue is dead. No, people, there's a provision in there where they can actually move it to a referendum. But they know, but here's a problem. You see, if they get 2/3 in the House and 2/3 in the Senate, then when it goes out for a referendum, it's a simple majority. But if they get 2/3 in the House and they can't get 2/3 in the Senate, then there's a special procedure whereby they can then, I think they have to wait for a period of time, and if it doesn't, and if they still don't get the 2/3, then they push it out as a referendum. Guess what happens when it goes out at as a referendum? You no longer need a simple majority, you need 2/3. That's the genius of that provision. That, okay, you can't get it in Parliament. Well, fine, you can take it outside. You can still move it outside for a referendum. But guess what? No, you have to get 2/3. And they won't get 2/3. They won't get 2/3. So all they're going to be doing is wasting taxpayers' money. Albert says, yes. Oh. Yeah, and you see, the thing is, nobody's paying. I don't hear nobody talk about Paula Llewellyn for a long time. But trust me, I know what she's doing. I keep me eagle-eyed upon her. I know her shadow. Can't watch her all the time. Let me be absolutely clear. Can't watch her all the time. When I say watch her, I'm not talking about surveil her. Just her official actions we are talking about, as far as the Jamaicans, as far as Jamaica and the Jamaican people are concerned. Official acts. We are watching her with our official acts. But you notice nobody hear anything about her. And by the way, the Prime Minister, you notice, you're come out and condemn any of these acts of corruption. When was the last time you hear him come out and say, this is not right? This is against the principle of the party and this government, and we're going to get to the bottom of this, and heads will roll. When have you ever heard him say that? And if you have, when was the last time? So there's so much to talk about, people. And that drill, please don't make that drill. Don't make that drill run me left for now. And I'll tell you why. You know why? That drill has a connection to the bus situation. And that drill, based on Jamaican law, should not have been brought in by that company. And we will show you. Based on Jamaican law. But I'm not a Jamaican lawyer. But you can use your legal training and you can use a lot of common sense and weave your way around the impediments. And one of the things I've noticed about Jamaican law is that they're anachronistic, meaning they're old. And one of the things that the minister and the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs are responsible for is to update the laws in Jamaica, because they realize that the laws are old. They can't keep up with the times. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I was. It's just a short question to you, Mr. Rattigan. Were you gonna comment on the Haitian situation, or was it gonna be for Saturday?
No, the Haitian situation, I'm still waiting for my ATI response before I make any comment on it. I have no comment except to say that people have been deployed, and I've asked for a report on their condition. I've asked for a report on the situation concerning their deployment, the situation concerning compensation. All of these things I've asked for, and I haven't gotten a response yet.
Yeah, and just to find out if the family might have heard anything about them. I believe it was 2021 of them. I think it was.
I don't remember the number. I'd have to go back and check.
All right. That was all I had was to ask you. All right, have a good one.
All right, thank you.
Let me go back and watch now. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, the caller's asking about the Haitian situation. And you remember, we said it a while back, that they were turning Jamaican soldiers and law enforcement officers into mercenaries. This wasn't about helping our brothers and sisters in Haiti. This was about making money, because the US government said, okay, we will sponsor it. We won't send our people there. We're not sending our troops there. France did the same thing. If there's one country, one first world country that should be in Haiti trying to rebuild Haiti, should be France. Yet they're not there. The US government said, we will pay for the deployment and all that stuff. went all the way over and got Kenyans to come. They went all the way to East Africa. Far East Africa, they're from the Caribbean. Far out there. And remember, the Kenyans were up in arms because they even went to court. And then they went there. And I think some Kenyans have been killed. Some Kenyans have been killed in Haiti. But we haven't heard anything about our Jamaican brothers and sisters. And if you remember, they were training. The Americans were training them in Jamaica before they were deployed. We haven't heard anything. Charmaine asked, did Kenya pull out? I don't believe they may have withdrawn some of the forces, but I don't think they have completely pulled out. I don't think they have completely pulled out. And Dorian Simmons said that Ratty the best. No, I tell you what, people, I tell you what. You see everything I'm doing, just keep in mind, you know, that this is the result of about 4 years of just paying attention to what's going on. I haven't been doing this for a long time. But I can tell you I put a lot of effort into this. A lot of effort. And the reason is simply this. I love my country. I love my people. And I don't like the direction the country is going in. And instead of sitting here and criticizing, instead of sitting here and commiserating with my friends, I decided to do something about it. If nothing else, to expose it. That's why I'm here. I need no position from government, any party. Don't need no position from them. What I need to continue is the acceptance of my people. To say, yes, we believe in what you're doing. It is the right thing. And we support you. And if you do that, I'll find another gear. I'm running full speed right now, but if I get the kind of support that I say, okay, I will find another gear. Trust me. Is it Ale or Ale said that the buses today are JUTC buses? Yeah. That's another farce. That's another hypocrisy. And we're going to talk about the JUTC buses on Saturday as well. Look, Saturday, come prepared, you know. Come prepared to sit down and just in art. Just when we start show the things, you know. Can we just not talk? We are going to show the things. We are going to dedicate 3 hours to the bus program. And I'm not sure, and this is part 2, and I'm not sure we're going to finish part 2. I'm not sure part 2 is the end. There may be a part 3 because research is being conducted now as we speak. Research will be conducted tomorrow. And research will be conducted on Friday. People are working hard behind the scenes. And I'm sitting there and I'm going through policy papers. I'm going through laws. I'm going through all kinds of things, regulations, communications, all kind of communication. I'm going through everything. And I'm doing this, not for me only, but for all of us. All of us. So that when you have nincompoops, when you have jackasses, when they come and they tell you nonsense, listen. Don't, you know, with argument. 2 donkey can't breathe one time. You listen and let them talk themselves into the trap. And then you spring the trap. You let them talk themselves right into it and then boom, you spring it. That's it. So the drill, there's so many things wrong with that. And you know, some people may say, well, the drill gone. No, that is why we are where we are, because we're such a forgiving people and we're also such a forgetful people that things happen and 2 weeks go by and then we'll move on to another story and we'll forget about that one. And guess what happened? They know this. They know that our attention span is limited. They know this. So they know, okay, we can thief some money around here and do this around here, because if them find out, it only going to last a week and then it will be overtaken by another story and then our story will be forgotten. Grace McLean, former acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, gave away approximately $10 million to a body that she wasn't supposed to give the money to. And she knew it because she was told. All of this is in the Auditor General's report. And the Auditor General complained to the Financial Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, as per the requirement of the Financial Administrative and Audit Act. It says, you as the attorney, as the Auditor General, if you find that money was spent in a way that it shouldn't have been spent and it impacted the public, then you have a right to report that to the Financial Secretary. And then the Financial Secretary is responsible for facilitating something called a surcharge. She has to, the Financial Secretary has to work with the DPP or whomever is going to prosecute the case for some, actually it's an administrative matter, something called a surcharge, where they say you pay money and you shouldn't have done it, and the public is at a loss. We want back our money, and we will come to you, we will seize your property, we will take away your app, so we all get back our money. They were supposed to do that with Grace McLean. They had 3 years to do it, and they make the 3 years go by. And when they went to court, the judge said, no go. The statute of limitations has expired. You had 3 years to do it and you didn't do it. That money is gone, people. That money is not coming back. It has flown. Dean Roy Bernard, who was the permanent secretary, he's responsible, according to the Auditor General, for giving away 110, approximately 110 million. That money is not coming back. And that 120 something million, that's part of the 3 trillion unaccounted for, or misplaced, or whatever you want to call it. Missing. Well, in this case, we know where it is and we know where it's not coming back from. That's a nice way of saying it. We know where it's not coming back from, because we know where it is. We know where it went, but it's not coming back. And guess what? Jamaicans just sit down and nobody say nothing. We sat down and said nothing. What's the possibility that the PM is delaying the election to be on October because he's expecting a favorable outcome from his district? I tell you what, the Prime Minister right now will run and hide behind any rock. Any rock, every rock. Because the tide is turning rapidly. People have become just fed up with the nonsense. I just said that people weren't saying anything about the money that was last year, I think, and the year before. But I think that as far as the Prime Minister is concerned and his governance, people are at the breaking point now. We're living on promises. And you see what happened? The exchange rate, 161. So you know what that means? That means prices will go up. And you know what that means? That means minimum wage will stay right where it is. And you know what that means? It means you're going to have to pay more for what you were paying for a particular item last week or 2 weeks ago. The wholesalers, they will not suffer because their prices will reflect this. So them are gonna get for them money. But you, most of you working at or slightly above minimum wage, what will you do? You have no choice. You buy or you die. It's that simple. There you go again, OT, 1% tax on remittance. Remittance is dwindling slowly, but it's dwindling because you know what? A lot of Jamaicans here, they have questionable status or they have status pending. They have status pending. But the US government at this point in time is saying if your status is pending and it's questionable, then there's a chance that we might just send you home. We're not gonna resolve that favorable for you. We're gonna send you home. And then now they're saying that if you go to send money home, now you have to provide a whole bunch of information. Nobody wants to do that. And also people now kind of hold on upon the money now because they must say, why? I hold on upon my thing because if something should have happened, I'm have to go home, then at least my brother over here will have a little change and if someone can get the change to me. Yard Knight said, no rat, it means prosperity. My PM told me so. Amen. Yard Knight, me know you're joke. Me know you're joke. LeBron said, good night. Look at James Robertson, who's talking about apology. We're going to look into that tomorrow. And Albert said, no 9-day wonder around here. Absolutely correct. No 9-day wonder. So, what I'm hopeful of is that we will have, before the election, we're going to have, I'm going to get together with a few of my dear friends in this endeavor. And we're going to have a round table. And we're going to invite all of you to come and listen to the issues. Because we're going to, no 9-day wonder around here. We're going to go back to 2016 and raise all of them. You hear them promise you water. They say that they're going to solve your water problem, you know. When did they say this? 2016. And when did they say they were going to fix it? In 5 years' time. By 2021, they're going to fix the water problem. And in 2020, what did they do? They promised you that they're going to fix your water problem. Same promises they made in 2016. They make them again in 2020. And now you see them run up and down and give people black drums and this. And you know how the the heat and the release of chemicals in the water and not everybody get it. And so no, you're going don't tell me you're planning to vote for them to promise, because they're going to promise you for a third time something that they initially promised you in 2016. That makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. If I show you a video, let me see if oh, you can give me any video. Give me another video. Give me, you have the one with the let me see something here. I want to show my people them something. Oh, all right. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm going to play your video. Play your video. Just follow me on this. I'm asking you, just follow me. All right? Play this video.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Caller, good night. Welcome to Comrades with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Yeah. Jamaica, I'm going to speak, man. I thought more to tell you and the people.
Sure, go ahead.
This one video where RG Marks put out with the dog and his shirt.
I should take it down.
I'm saying dog. Yeah, and the dog better than the vote of them. No, all them, no. Me not interrupt, you know. Me just come back, me say probably, you know, see it, so.
No, me see it,
me I tell you for Friday and share it with them.
No, just take it. She took it down. She took it down. No, she took it down. She took it down.
You can get 50 oh God.
No. We just have the picture. We have the picture. We don't have the video.
Yeah, put up and make it people music. Everybody knows it.
Uh,
Showing
um,
wicked. All right, go back to class.
all
That's
right.
what me want to remind you.
Cool. All right. I think I might have to show that on Saturday. I think I might have to, because I think it's on this phone and then I have to transfer it and all that stuff. But anyway, let me show you. Let's start over again. All right, I'll show you something. Hold on, let me turn this down. All right, here we go. Hold on.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians. Play the video again.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians. Now, I played you that video twice. I'm about to play it a third time. How many of you think that the video is going to be different? You've seen it twice. I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. You've seen it twice. I'm about to play it a third time. How many of you think that what you're going to see and hear will be different from the first two times? Give me some answer, people. I'm still here, waiting. Freedom says, see him. I played it first time. Says, I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Played it a second time. You saw the same person saying the same thing. I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. And I'm asking you now, if I play it a third time, do you expect to see a different person? And or do you expect to see the person saying something different? Nope. Here's the third time I'm playing the video.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians.
The point I'm making to you people is this. You've seen this video before. And when I say video, I'm not talking about that video. I'm talking about the governance video. You saw it in 2016. And you saw it again in 2020. You don't need to watch it in 2025 to know what's going to happen. Same damn thing. Same thing. Now let's put it in context. I chose that video because that politician said something that is absolutely true. About his beliefs. He said, I have always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. That was a warning in 2016. But they never listen. 2020, I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. But they never listen. It's now 2025 and the same video. I go play it. No changes. No changes. Don't be foolish, people. Don't be misled. We have come too far. you now have a sense of belonging, you have a sense of identity, you have a sense of correctness, you have a sense of reality, you have a sense of truth. You are now informed. OT is right. Do not trust a politician, says the politician. And we say, even though him say it, we don't believe him. Marva said, is that somewhat, but that bag represents my constituent. Yeah, Elim said that, yeah. So people, that's the point, that don't think that you saw the video and somehow it going to change. It's like you watch a soccer game. You watch it live and then you come home and say, let me just watch a replay. Let me just watch it on TV. And you watch it. And somehow you expect that the results that you saw with the naked eye at the game, that the televised version of it is going to be different. CM video, Albert. Dennis, you're so right. It will not change, people. It will not change. So when they come to you and they promise you and all of this stuff, remember that you were promised in 2016 and 2020 and points in between. And you were promised even after 2020 till now. Why is it? Think about this, my people. Have you seen the latest project? The last one I heard of was that they used the wrong surface. And it wasn't approved by the international bodies. But think about this for a second. The government initiated a pilot for this rural school bus service in 2017. Why is it that they're now implementing the program in 2025? Why? Some people would make the argument that you don't ask why because it's being delivered. And I say you ask why because it was promised in 2017. It wasn't delivered in 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's now being delivered in 25, and there's an election a few weeks away. And on top of it, it looks shady. Shady because the math shows that each bus should cost approximately $80,000 based on the 1.4 billion disbursed for the procurement of 110 buses. But then when you look at the prices of these buses, I saw some of these buses, similar buses, similar buses, less than $9,000. So that's why I'm asking why. Because when I'm asking why, because if you're a taxpayer, you're losing. If you're a taxpayer and you have children riding this bus, you're losing. If you're a taxpayer and you don't have children riding the bus, you're still losing. You notice that they're giving away tanks, water tanks, and they're trying to do this and trying to do that. Why? To curry favor your vote. That's why. Ask them, why is it you didn't do it 5 years ago, man? Say, which is Bruce said, I saw one of the buses today for 4,500. It's a 2015 with 101,000 miles. And by the way, some of the buses, I don't think I don't think of the buses coming to Jamaica. I don't know if any, or if you have any, it's not much. But from what I've gathered from listening to the minister, I haven't heard him say we have buses that have less than 100,000 miles. I haven't heard him say that. Look at that, which is Bruce. She saw one today for 45, not 45,000, 4,500. A 10-year-old bus with 101,000 miles. And we getting buses in Jamaica more than 101,000 miles. And you going to tell me, say you pay $80,000 for it? Or the whole thing cost you $80,000? Or close to $80,000? Let me remind you, I've always said to people, do not trust the words of a politician. See that? Which is Bruce from 60,000 to 176,000. How many of them under 100,000? I want to ask him. How many of them over 100,000? Because we don't even know. I see buses in Jamaica before the 110 started coming in. Because remember, Darva said that there was one bus running from Portland East to Portland West to Portland East for 9 weeks. And that's not part of the 110. He's going to increase the number of seats from 28,000 to 35,000. How is he going to do that? Then it's going to be unsafe. See Hill, however you pronounce the name. This one here. Brilliant. You get a ticket for that question where you ask him. You get a ticket for that. We're going to expose the whole thing Saturday. This what you just mentioned is a critical part of what we're going to talk about on Saturday. Because they are available. And Fabian, you're right. The Prime Minister said the bus free. And the minister said that it's $100. It's $50 each way. So it's $100 each day. Right. Oti, right. It's $100 round trip. Oh, well, man. Jazz writes something. Jazz says the project is. Let me say this. The project is scheduled to begin in 2020. Oh, this is for the stadium. That's another cash cow. It's another cash cow. And some people, it's sometimes all you can do is just listen and shake your head. That's all you can do sometimes. Just listen and shake your head, because when you hear the nonsense compounded by more nonsense, these buses are over the Bronx, parked up. Yeah, which is bro. I've seen them in the Bronx. I've seen them. Marie Lizzie said Jamaica people deserves nothing good for this government. Which let's see a copy of the money transfer between the parties. Yeah, we just so you know, which is bro. We filed the ATIs and they came back, and the email address that I've always sent my ATIs to, all of a sudden they come back now and said, no, we can't accept it here. You must send it somewhere else. So I promptly sent it somewhere else. So we shall see. Something with electricity. Up till now, no big generator company show up on Jamaican side. Yep. I hope people, if you live abroad, I hope you're sharing this with your family members in Jamaica. I hope you're sharing these things with them. It's not enough for you to know and not share. You have to share it with them. At one time, they were dumping them at sea. They turned them in all kinds of things. I think at one point they were talking about turning them into reefs, them turn them into food trucks, them turn them into classrooms, them cut them up, sell them as scrap metal, do everything with them. Albert, I saw one on a record on the Van Wyck this morning. Yeah. Yeah, which is I saw where El Hydro threatening to sue the Gleaner. Well, when we put up our things this Saturday, them can sue we too. Yeah. I want to go back and read all of the articles that the Gleaner put out. See if they made a mistake. So listen, people. We're going to wrap up in about another. We're going to wrap up at 12:50. Maybe I realized the time fly. OT will kill me again. Me dead now. OT will kill me. So the phone's still on. Should I turn off the phone? Anybody going to call? We have 10 minutes to go. Yes or no? Going. Once. We know who's covering for El Hydro. We know. That's true to Ilian. Some of them using a trailer park. Yep, I've seen that. OT means overtime. So people, here's what happened now. This Saturday, big show. We have Head Boy joining us to discuss this bus situation, and he has an interesting take. He's going to focus on some of the persons involved. I'm going to talk about the process and how the process was violated. He's going to talk about the persons involved and the connections, and we have some other things to talk about. We'll also have a gentleman who's going to, you saw him last week, Saturday. He's going to come on, George, can't remember George's last name. He's going to come on and talk about the pension plan that the workers at Alpart paid into over the years. And it was paid into a pension plan operated by LOJ. And LOJ transferred the pension plan to Sagicor. The plant was sold. And the pensioners thought that the plan was still in effect. And it's estimated that it's about 35 billion with a B Jamaican dollars in this pension plan. But the pensioners have been told that there is no money. So George is going to come on and we're going to talk about that. And then our first segment is going to be Andy Mashail, retired Interpol ambassador to South Africa for the Turn Back Crime program. He's going to come and talk about a major scandal that hit South Africa a week ago, week and a half ago. Today's what, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, a week and a half ago. And we're going to look to see if there are any parallels to Jamaica. If things that are happening, they're happening in Jamaica. And what they're doing, are we doing those things in Jamaica to deal with corruption? Stella, of course, Stella. Of course. Touch base with OT. And then also, don't forget, Sarah, what is it? Southeast Health Regional Authority, the same drill people, they just issued a contract for billions of dollars for what? Security. Them don't even have beds, hospital beds, and wheelchair. Them have none of that. Them have no supplies, but them give out contract for billions of dollars just before election. think about it. We spend 1.4 billion on buses, and yet still we don't have teachers for teaching in the classroom, and we don't have classrooms that are ready for students to sit comfortably and receive an education. We don't have enough furniture in the classroom. We don't have enough resources. But we're going to buy buses. It's just like this. We're going to buy security for hospitals, and we don't have beds in the hospitals. We don't have a lot of things in the hospitals. But these are the things that cause me to gladly stay up at night. These are the things. It's after midnight now, and I'm telling you, we're going to finish in 5 minutes, but I'm telling you, I'm going to file some ATIs tonight. Because there's always a reason to file ATIs. Because the government is not doing what it was elected to do. There's so much corruption. Believe me when I tell you, people, that Jamaica is truly content rich. I no lie. Truly content rich. Oh, Yvonne promo. Oh, Yvonne, she was supposed to be with us today, but she unfortunately couldn't make it. It's a casino bus trip, Saturday, July 19th, 2025. They're going to Bethlehem in Pennsylvania. And I think the price is $75, but I think once you get there, they give you about $30 back. You can contact her. The number is at the bottom. 516-429-9577. I'll repeat the number. 516-429-9577. Yard nights are over a week and no response, and they haven't responded to my ATI. They should respond within 30 days to at least acknowledge. And while acknowledging, they should tell you that they will get you the information, or the information is confidential and they can't give it to you, or they're going to need 30 more days. Within 30 days, they have to tell you that. And they have to acknowledge receipt of your ATI. So that's where we are. So, and then don't forget, people, Rissan Medical and Aesthetics Wellness Experience, July 26th. I will be there. And just to be clear, I'm not endorsing any product or anything, any treatment. I'm just going to be there to broadcast from there, talk to the people who can come in, look at whatever whatever they're advertising, they're selling, whatever. But it gives you a chance to talk to me, and it gives you a chance to talk to two of my legal colleagues. And you can talk to them about anything. It's just it's not even a consultation, just a general discussion. You can sit down with them and chat to them about any of the legal problems you might be having, and so that they can just point you in the right direction. All right. So that's where we are. OT, give me a little music. Let me kind of slide out here, please. And we have the Waterhouse reconnection. Oh, we might have something this. I think this Saturday. We're no rush though. We're no rush. We're going to take it easy because there's so much. So we're going to just take our time because we want to make sure. That's why we're going to do the Sunday program. 2 Sundays. One will be only on the Magnitsky, and another Sunday will be only on ATI. We don't want to do them in the program. We want it to come and see, knowing that I'm going to commit my 2 hours to learning as much as I possibly can about these programs, so that I can become an effective user of these programs for the benefit of myself, my family, my community, and by extension, my country. So, listen, Saturday, don't forget, 3 o'clock. Come early, people, because we're going to start on time, because Andy Mashail, he's 6 hours ahead of us. So when we start at 3:30, it's 9:30 p.m. his time, and the man want to go in bed. So him said, listen, I can give you 1 hour. So I will be there from 3:30 to 4:30, which is what, 9:30 to 10:30 his time. And then right after that, we're going to have George coming on and talking about the pension issue. Then we're going to have Risson going to come on for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to spend 3 hours, going over the rural school bus program. Don't miss it. Make it a date, and don't be late. Let me out, OT.